Oh!
Yes.
No.
Right.
Wait,
Why
why am I using 12% CPU? What the shit?
Don't do the evil laugh, man. I know what the fuck you doing.
Yeah, you heard that little giggle in the background?
She's fucking, I swear, man. She's over here enjoying, she's over here, like, fucking cackling behind the mic.
What?
No, Nessa's giving Terrell shit and it's hilarious.
Oh.
She always does this. I don't even do anything.
Terrell, you're the last person to be an innocent victim.
No. There's a difference. I do things to you. I don't do things to Nessa.
No, I'm talking about that one day. You know the day where I said nothing, and you were shitting on Diamond and Pearl, and then you were like, "Well, I guess we can go ahead and shit on X and Y now." And Polly goes, "Yeah, because Tyrone." And I'm like,
Come on, and stop me up and never
That
stop.
wasn't my fault, though. That was not
my fault either. I was
I didn't say it was your fault.
So is this going to be a continuation of
Decided to co-sign on that shit and run with it. All right, I didn't think she was gonna do that.
All right, guys. So
I'll actually try to keep looking for another Dust Lichen Rock.
well, you can do that. What we're gonna do is we're gonna transition over to KG stream so we can do the PokePod. So
I didn't agree
I
at
know.
that time.
Oh, apparently I'm gonna be like mostly listening.
1 second.
I'm usually quiet for the first hour though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You were like, "Oh, let's."
Well, last
so
time I was distracted on the Switch stuff.
What were you doing?
Me?
Yeah.
I got like 7 shinies from the freaking surprise trade.
She didn't share any of them.
And she got some sheks.
Wow,
Don't-
Kevin, it looks really good.
You saying Shax? What the fuck's going on?
Shekels.
Shiny hacks.
She's been
Sheks.
Yes, bro.
No, shekels, because you gotta go to Israel.
No.
Shit.
We're not
No, we call them shacks
Okay.
here in the US of A.
I'm not even close to being cultured in this
Kevin.
bit.
Yes?
That animation looks really good.
Hey,
Thank
what's
you.
up? Shackles here.
Yeah.
Shackling along.
I appreciate the comment
Now,
though,
now
Polly.
three for a dollar.
I like the reference that Polly did, the Arthur one. Sheckle,
Sheckle,
high,
sheckle, high,
high,
sheckle.
Sheckles.
I actually low key fuck with that. That's a good.
Oh,
that's a
That was
good.
that was a bob.
Yeah.
And the library card one.
Oh, yeah.
Is that all? Oh shit.
Got a library card.
Library card.
Oh, is that the way you get the simp card?
No.
You have a SIM
Wait,
card.
who was I saying was Arthur and I was DW? Was that TSS?
Probably.
Probably.
Yeah.
Except TSS never hit you, so we don't count that.
Well,
TSS is like,
Whoa!
TSS is like,
What do
Well,
you imply?
Hey, I remember when freaking Reading Rainbow had fucking Arthur books
so,
on it.
so TSS is like, it's telling Polly, you got to read the fucking kanji. And she's like, that doesn't help because I don't know how to read.
and who were the Tibble twins in that scene then?
The Tibble.
Tyrone and
Tyrone and
KG.
KG.
Yeah.
Did y'all
All right,
always-
guys, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and switch over to KG's channel. So we're gonna raid KG's channel, and then when we do that, and then when we do that, we'll hop onto the Pokemon. We're literally just transferring over. So
Wait a minute, but I have to agree to that. You can't just make me raid
No, we're
another
doing
match. I swear to God.
we're doing it. Get your
What
battles
is-
ready.
Oh, I swear to God.
I can't wait to raid myself, guys. Oh, this is gonna be
Fight.
great.
Sorry, we're gonna fight later. I already know what's
Right now, you're fighting the raid. So let's
No,
I thought
Raid?
you weren't coming, Terrell.
I
New
wasn't planning-
Tachikoma Strength Raid kills Mecha. Dead.
Oh my God. I wasn't planning on it, Polly. But people got aggressive in the chat. I don't know what to do. I don't do well under peer pressure.
All right, guys. Thank you for watching me play Pokemon for a while. So now let's go.
Okay.
What the hell was that?
It
What
was
was that transition?
It was a raid.
Was it? I heard something click off.
Oh,
and it
Eevee.
popped
No,
back
it's
on.
Eevee.
Oh, where did Nessa go?
Yeah, it's me. If you like, I can leave.
Oh my god!
No.
Oh
No,
shit,
we
guys!
need
Hey,
we need
raid, raid.
Wait a minute, did y'all just tag out? Is that what just happened? Because
Yeah,
Yep.
we just tagged out. Yep.
just the left and then Eevee showed up. It's like
No,
you have to
no.
carry on my legacy now.
KG did the wrong spelling. It's Redo.
Redo.
REIDO.
I don't know how to spell words, man. That's English. I don't like that. I don't like that language.
But hey, everybody, we're raiding myself. I guess that's
No.
something I could do.
Oh, so
Thank
we're
you.
gonna stay in this channel
Enlightening.
then?
Yeah. Oh, you
Oh,
thought
Wait, you gonna transfer? Transfer.
That's what it was like.
Transfer is available to the
That shit-
A C
Yeah, basically.
E
Bye.
N Q R and shuttle the time
No,
square.
what made
we
it?
should
No,
go
no,
into
no,
the
no.
other-
Well, what made it funny was the fact that fucking like Nessa, you left, and then Evie walked in at the same fucking time.
Yeah, so we thought y'all switched out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I thought you were like Tad Evie.
yeah,
was like,
tag
get
team
him.
going on.
Yeah.
Wait,
Oh shit,
wait,
John's
wait,
not
bro,
in
we
our
need to-
server
Oh.
though.
All right, let's migrate to the Poke family.
Well,
All
see,
right.
then Nessa was right in the
That
first
was
place.
right. Thank you.
Yeah, all right, let's go.
Well, see you shit, everyone.
What the shit is this entire stream for tonight, man? I don't even know no more. Fuck. Oh, I'm all by myself. Well, this is interesting. Greetings, everybody. I'm by myself for tonight. My name is KG Prestige, and welcome to another exciting session of the PokePod World Podcast, where me and my pals, as you clearly just saw not too long ago, we're all having fun and having a good time. Today, folks, we're going to be having an interesting session for tonight, where we're going to be talking about this week's episode of PM 2019, and we're also going to be talking about other things that have happened within the past couple of days. Now, I will be transitioning over to the other section over there, so then we'll go and chat the night away. But as you guys already can tell, we have a lot of casts for tonight. So I'm going to go and hop into the call right now. We're going to go into a chaotic fight. And hopefully you guys will enjoy. Thank you once again, everybody, for the nice comments on the new layout. I'm very happy with it as well. It just genuinely looks nice. I can't wait to kind of play around with that a little bit more later. Anywho, let me go and hop into the other call. There we go.
There we go.
Kevin, why
Hey,
did
Time
Kevin, why
Maxes
did it
just
take
came
you
in
so long?
subscribed. No, I had to do
let's
the
go,
intro.
Tim.
So
Yeah,
don't
let's
believe
go, Time
you.
Maxes.
You're right.
He
Polly.
said great
Welcome
layout.
to the. Yeah.
But
Hey,
you know,
I found
Time
another
Access, thank you so much for
that's
the subscription. Absolutely appreciate it. Tyrone, thank you so much for the raid as well, which we raided ourselves. We got a new follow as well, the Nintendo Man 064. Thank you so much for the follow. And to everybody tuning in, thank you guys so much for being with us here tonight. We're gonna have a fun session for tonight, hopefully, and yeah, let's get right into it. There's so much to go and talk about. I mean, this
Yes.
week has been a chaotic mess for everybody, and
We have a special anniversary.
indeed, it's going to be a very, very special anniversary for a particular thing that I don't know about, so I'll pass that one on to TSS because he might know more about the beats than I do. So, yeah.
Man, that was like the most unhyped thing that you have ever said.
To be fair, I don't know what we're being hyped about, man. Like,
Okay,
This is supposed to be one
today.
of the biggest episodes of.
Yeah, but it's not about the episode.
yeah.
Today is the 25th
Tyrone doesn't know
anniversary.
either.
Today is the 25th anniversary of the launch of Windows 95.
I knew you
Okay.
were fucking. You always do
Everybody,
this.
round of applause
You
to
always
Windows
fucking
95.
do this.
The only people that probably have used it during the original lifetime run is probably me and Nessa, because we're old enough
Hey.
to remember
Oh,
Windows
because-
95.
I'll let you
Wait
know,
a minute.
I used
Hey, hold
98.
the fucking
Does that count?
phone.
All right, Terrell too.
That makes sense
Yeah.
because that's the year I was born, the 25th anniversary.
When she was born,
I know. I didn't know the PC at the time. But like,
No, it was.
All right, these are some weird noises I'm hearing right now.
Yeah, it's a.
Not happy about it.
I can't make the fucking noises, but it's all right. But at least, hey, Microsoft had the best music of 1995, and that is "Start Me Up" by
I'm gonna
fucking
let
the
y'all
Rolling
finish,
Stones.
but Windows 95 had the best music of all time.
Actually, my favorite.
I thought we had gotten past the whole fucking
Kanye joke.
Yeah, like come on, bro.
The way the TSS said it sounded just like that.
Yeah, but yeah,
I
actually,
knew
my
it was
favorite.
gonna
Actually, my favorite Windows opening song, to intro is probably Windows 2000. That was a really good one. But basically, Windows 95, it was a huge upgrade from Windows 3.1. It introduced a lot of things that we take for granted today, like, for example, the start button, the taskbar, the way that you switch applications, the way that you manage files. It's all thanks to Windows 95. Now, Windows 95 was not really a polished beast because there were some really huge stability problems, especially with Windows 95, the early editions. I'd say the first version of Windows 95 that was actually usable was probably Windows 95B, which introduced large hard drive support in the way of FAT32 file system. But that came out in like 96 or 97. And then Windows 95 actually had 4 different revisions. It was 95, then it was 95A, 95B, which introduced FAT32, and Windows 95C introduced USB support. Now, Windows 95C is rare because that was an OEM only thing, but a lot of people here in the audience, probably their first version of Windows is probably Windows XP. Because that's, Windows XP ran from it was in support from 2001 until 2013. So that's quite crazy that, 12 years of support. Windows 95, on the other hand, was supported from 95 until 2001. And the last piece of software that was officially supported by Microsoft for Windows 95 was Internet Explorer 5.5, which came out in 2001. And yeah, so thanks to Windows 95, we have everything that we have today. In terms of the user interface, a lot of the user interface is the same. It's just tweaked around, but that's basically where we were. I remember using Windows 95 for the first time in early 96 with an IBM Aptiva 100 that a family friend got. And then I ended up acquiring that in about 2000 or 1999. So Windows 95, great for its time. If you haven't watched it, please go on YouTube or on archive.org and watch the Computer Chronicles episode about Windows 95. It shows a lot about the launch event and also the hype surrounding Windows 95 because it was a huge breakthrough. Especially that, the keynote that was, or the event that was hosted by Jay Leno. So it was a great time in computing history back then. So, and thanks to Microsoft, we have everything like plug and play, or as I like to call it, plug and pray.
We would like to play.
that. And also introduced the wonderful pinball game, 3D pinball. If anybody remembers that, they even had 3D pinball.
Played that way too fucking much.
What 3D pinball? Yeah, because I think the first version of Windows that actually had 3D pinball included was Windows 2000, because you had to buy the Plus pack in order to run it on 95 or 98. So that was some fun times. You had like all these programs that ran from CD. You had wonderful games like Midtown Madness. Remember Midtown Madness or Motocross Madness? Let me see, like some of the Windows 90, the classic Windows 95 games, even Doom 95. They actually made Doom for Windows 95, like its special version, and it only runs on Windows 9X because freaking the way it was coded. Frogger on the Windows 95, nice. Also, if anybody remembers the Atari collection, they actually had, I think, the Atari collection for like Windows 95. I remember that very well. The You Don't Know Jack games, they ran well under Windows 95. Evo used Windows NT and XP. Oh, you actually use NT4? Wow. Actually, NT4 came out in 96. So that 25th anniversary will be next year. But Windows 95 started the Windows 9X kernel, which ran up until Windows ME, which is arguably the worst version of Windows. Aside from Vista, I'd still say Vista's worse, but ME was worse in that kind of in that set of kernel. Windows 95. It was a great time in computing. If I used to go to the library a lot, and I used to run like Netscape Navigator on Windows 95 machines. And those were the days. Those were the days where you have to reboot your computer every 20 minutes because you get blue screens. That's the way it was. And then, so Nessa, do you have anything to say about Windows 95?
I did not think this was going to be a thing
Windows
tonight.
I didn't think it was going to be this long.
Ooh. Actually, no, 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 I do remember a bit. But there was like this one game I used to play, but it was like I think it was something with the Magic School Bus that we did like some type of like it was some type of like we had to go out like to find like these rocks and gems. Like I remember that growing up. I don't know if you remember that. Yeah, that was like I remember playing that in Windows 95.
I remember seeing that maybe once. Maybe it was maybe in the mid 90s because I think somebody was playing it at the library, but I didn't remember exactly. But yeah, I knew that there was a Magic School Bus game. Yeah. I know.
And I think I want to, and don't quote me. I wonder Carmen Sandiego too, because I remember playing that too.
Yeah, they made a version. Yeah, they made a version that could run on Windows 95. Yeah. I have the CD of that. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember playing it as a kid.
Oh yeah, Putt. That used the Scum engine. You could actually play that on Scum VM.
The Scum engine.
You're scum.
Yeah, SCUMM. Yeah, but yeah, Windows 95 gaming. That was the shit. You play fucking Microsoft Flight Sim. You'll play. Well, you play, like I said, you play Doom. You play Quake. Quake was fucking popular. Oh yeah, those were the games.
There was another like those like the old one of those OG games. What was it? Minecraft.
Minesweeper.
Minesweeper. Yeah, there we go. Minesweeper.
Minesweeper. Yeah, Minesweeper was in '95.
Yeah, because that was like I remember it was way back. Like
Windows 3.1 had it too.
Yeah. Yeah, that was like that was the ones I remembered, and then of course Paint.
Who could forget Paint?
Paint has been around since Windows 1. So.
I know.
Everybody remembers Paint. I mean, who can?
Yeah.
Oh, Donnie played Doom on the floppy. Oh yeah, the shareware version. Remember shareware? I used to buy like you used to go into like the Rite Aid or something or CVS, and you could buy like 1,000 games in one CD-ROM, and then you put it in your computer and you could try software. I used to love that. Back in the days before internet, before internet was really took off.
I didn't remember like internet though, because like definitely in my childhood, like the internet was very non-existent. But I remember like once we hit like after the 2000s, then when Napster and everything, like that's when we finally got internet.
Come on, you guys are gonna talk about these classic games on the Windows 95 and not talk about Minesweeper. Come on now.
Yeah.
We did talk about it like 2 seconds ago.
We did talk about it, of course.
We did.
And then you had things like Hexen and freaking trying to think of another one. Mist.
Yes, I'll never forget that noise as well, Riley. The AOL dial-up connection noise. That will always be iconic to me for some odd reason. I don't know why.
You know why? Because it was buried into your skull.
Yeah.
You couldn't stop hearing it.
Oh yeah.
And then your mom would pick up the phone and you're like,
Tyrone, I saw what you were trying to reference.
Oh yeah.
oh God. Oh my God. Tyrone, go lay down. You're sick.
That's that good shit.
Tyrone, go lay down. You're sick.
TSS, I'm a little curious. Wasn't the paperclip guy didn't the paper
Clippy
guy
Clippy
Clippy to be on the 95?
Yeah, Clippy would actually Clippy was introduced in Office 97.
But it was like in the 95.
Okay. But yeah, it was in the Windows 95 era, yeah, but it came first in Office 97.
See, Clippy is Microsoft's true mascot. I don't know why they never make a game out of him.
I was gonna say that's their IP.
Yeah, exactly. Come on.
The original Xbox IP.
Smash DLC out of it.
Yeah, exactly. Where's my Clippy Smash Bros invitation, man?
You don't need it.
I mean, Nintendo and Microsoft have been collaborating, so I don't see why not.
Well, we're all waiting for Master Chief to show up, though.
If Clippy shows up and not Master Chief, I'll love Smash forever just because.
Listen, I want that Halo music playing in my Smash Bros.
What was that?
Kid Pix.
Yes, Kid Pix. Yeah, Kid Pix Deluxe. I still have that.
Oh damn!
Yeah.
Paint a picture.
Oh no!
Wow.
Hey, buddy.
No, because everybody remembers the fucking sounds from Kid Pix Deluxe.
Yeah, actually, I do remember. Paint.
And of course, I like
my
and Rock Kill Heat more.
Yeah, Kid Pix was more fun than Paint.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Hmm.
It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That thing.
Oh no! Finish the rest of the numbers. Come
No,
on,
that was
Jason.
more annoying than it needed to be.
You don't know that.
6, 7. I don't remember exactly because it's been
Just
so
sing-
fucking
just sing
long.
You're a
Mob
90s
Psycho.
kid. Name every number.
1, a 2, a 3.
Start singing Mob Psycho 100 theme song.
Oh God.
Jesus Christ.
Sorry, I don't speak English.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
So
you
Riley,
do, you lying
still hit
bastard.
the Kid Pix startup music. That shit's the bomb, man.
Solitaire was a game I never liked playing because I could never get past the first part.
Really?
Yeah, but the thing is, though,
Why you sound
Windows
like there's a
95.
storyline in fucking Solitaire?
Windows
No, I meant
95.
starting the game.
Oh,
Windows
shit.
95 also introduced Free Cell, and what was the other one? It was Free Cell
Right.
and then Klondike. They also introduced
1, 2,
introduced
3,
that.
Japanese clap clap.
1, 2, 3.
Yep. But
All right.
but yeah, Windows 95 forever in my heart. Yeah, Zoo Tycoon. A lot of the classic games. Yeah, a lot of the classic games you can run on Windows 95. And that was really the first like multimedia operating system on the IBM PC side. Because Mac had it first on System 7, but Windows 95 was the first like true multimedia enabled OS.
Oh,
from
this
the
ain't
IBM
pretty.
PC side.
Yeah.
No,
I used to lock all the bears in the cage.
what is it called? My Chrome just crashed on me,
Ooh.
Oof.
and then it just came back to life like 2 seconds later, and I got so scared because I thought that was OBS crash for a second.
Thanks, Google.
Yeah. Thanks,
Oh,
Google.
hey, look, I caught the Lycan rocket. Nice.
No problem.
Same here. Also,
too.
Polly will be happy.
All right, so there we go. Now
All
I
right,
gotta.
if we're gonna mention what's happening in the chat here, I had to battle Joy-Con drift for like 3 minutes straight to actually get in, and I missed the raid.
So I see.
See, your
Wow.
biggest mistake was
But-
not buying another
So
controller.
the battle you lost.
I mean, I have
fuck
the extra
that.
controller. I just had to set it up while battling Joy-Con drift.
I feel you, bro. I feel so sad because my Smash Brothers Joy-Cons are the ones that I care about, and it's busted. Yeah.
Oh no! It's
So that's
Oh,
when you
I
took
do-
them out to the back
Oh,
and you put them
actually,
down.
okay.
That's what you have to
Okay,
do.
no, I was like, okay, I do
I
have
don't,
your
I'm
friend.
not prepared for that.
Yeah, you are. What do you mean? You turn it into a video of you entertaining as hell.
Just
having to
Smash.
play Smash Bros with the Joy-Cons.
He's like crying with the
Yeah.
gun, and he fucking shoots him with the gun. With the gun's the wrong way, so he just.
It's not me. It's you.
Bang.
Okay.
That's when you do the Mario death music.
Oh my God! I drifted. The Joy-Con has the gun. I don't know how it happened. Everybody
Oh,
run!
I see what you did there, Tyrone. Well
Good
played.
thing he only can drift.
My Joy-Cons be drifting harder than Initial D. I'll tell you.
I know.
Whoa, shit! That's nice. Let's
No, we need inertia drift.
Hey, listen, that's a good day. Listen, that's a good ass reference.
Yeah, I was say I like the reference.
10 out of 10 for that one. That's nice. We fuck with Initial D in this house.
Yeah, you know, I
right.
need to rewatch
It makes
that.
me so. It makes me so
Why?
sad because I remember there was that joke where it's like, oh man, if I bump something, I drift a little bit, and then meanwhile the classic Game Boy, like not even the Game Boy Color, just the classic Game Boy. A military man brought me into a war, and I survived a little bomb, and you could still play Tetris on me. Like it's so sad how tough.
Get your weight up.
Right? It's so
Are you talking
sad.
about
How,
the one at Nintendo New York? That Game Boy?
yeah, that one.
Yeah, I've seen that one. That's
Yeah, he was like,
pretty
I literally got blown up by a bomb, and I can still play Tetris. Quit being a little bitch. Like, it's so sad to see how tough technology was back then compared to now.
Hey, if we're gonna talk about tough technology, we're gonna talk about the Nokia phone, then.
Well, that literally you can
Well, the
dig one
Nokia
up.
3310 is like
You
the
can dig
god
one
of
up.
all phones.
Yeah, I was like, you can dig one up right now, and it'll still be on 70%.
I have one like over here in my wardrobe right here.
No, the thing is though, you could
Why do
throw
you just
you
have
could
that
throw
on
you
you?
could throw a Nokia 3310, the
Sad
original one off a
story.
20-story building, and it would still survive.
Sad story
Yeah.
with the Nokia phone. I never got a actual iPhone until 2015. So
Damn.
during the entire time since then, I've used a standard Nokia phone for my phone calls.
Well, I was using the 3555 up until like 2010, and then I switched to like an iPhone 3G
See, but you
for a
see,
little
you
while.
upgraded. I still stuck
Actually,
with the Nokia.
no. Somebody was up. Somebody upgraded the 3GS and gave me that phone. And also, I was using it on T-Mobile. I had to freaking run like Black Snow to unlock the fucking carrier, and I was running it with on T-Mobile with no data.
TSS will never admit it, but low key, he's a hustler. Like I already know what's
Yeah, he
going
is.
on.
Yeah.
He's out here fucking. He's in his bag. I already know what's going on.
Damn.
Now he's making the money, but before he was like, I'm
Way
gonna
to-
get what I want
Aw.
by any means necessary.
Whatever.
Well,
it
yeah,
takes.
and then after that, I used some crappy low-end Android phones for a while, and then I finally got better
You
phones.
join Apple in their stupid crap like against Epic right now. Hey, listen, I don't know. Should I root for
I
the
knew you were gonna bring
Monopoly
that up.
company or the Monopoly company? Which one should I choose here?
So it's the lesser of two
decision.
evils what you're looking for, and you can't find it.
Exactly. In other words, no one is really the victor here.
Because
No.
we all lose in the end.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Only death can bring us sweet relief.
But if it means I can spend less
Dark.
money on Dragalia, then I'll take whatever means
Oh,
necessary.
that you do.
I do
That you
not know
will.
what's happening.
Darkness.
This
Falls
whole
across
thing.
the
my
land.
old friend.
No, damn it! I was already
Yes.
singing.
Darkness, my evil.
In other news, if you want a Porygon 2 for some reason, then put in the code PKMN.
Whoa, why
players
you don't downplay Porygon 2? How dare you?
I said for
Well-
some reason.
Well,
Exactly,
the
for
thing
some
is though,
reason
my
that-
the Porygon 2 I got only has one IV, and the rest were shit stats.
Honestly, I know it's supposed to be a very common competitive mod. I don't personally like Porygon 2, but I still entered the code to get them. It's a free Pokemon.
It's because it looks like a duck, and we know how
Free
much you don't
Pokemon.
do
That was
just
a
like
that was a
ducks.
that was
Yeah.
a great thing back in like 2003 and 4. But anyway,
Wow.
see another reference that you
You
people probably won't
can't
get.
help yourself. You're on fucking fire tonight.
Yay,
Who gave you candy? Jesus. No
somebody,
sugar for you. Somebody?
somebody.
Somebody
I
got
hope, it's somebody, I hope it was someone you
No.
knew. I hope you
No,
weren't
the
just
funny-
taking
the-
candy from
Ah,
strangers.
Actually, the funny thing is, in Japanese, there's a homonym. Candy is kashi, but also another homonym is actually lyrics. If you want to look up song lyrics, you would say kash, and then kashi is the word for like candy, but it's different kanji, but it's the same, so it's like a homonym. So that's it's the same problem. It's the same problem with the Japanese word for bridge and chopsticks.
This
Because
is
you say
really
for
educational now. I don't know what the fuck is
yeah,
going
because
on.
bridge
Wait, the
is
Porygon's
hashi,
still
and then
available?
hashi is
Yeah, it's still available. I just
Yeah,
got-
it's still around.
Hold on, let me go get that shit real quick.
Oh god.
And by the way, before we continue, I'd like to make an update video, update thing here. So, as I mentioned several weeks ago, I'm going through this whole Anki deck with all of the Japanese vocabulary for the JLPT N5, and I'm up to 91 days now, which means I only have 5 days to go on, and then I would see every card in this deck, which is 1,920 cards.
There you go.
And I've been getting it at 100%, but I would say, in terms of ease, I would say 98% of the cards or 99% of the cards are at ease now.
My
Like
Hey,
pretty
there
easy.
you go, man. Keep it up. Progress.
And then next week I'm going to start with the kanji cards. So recognition, remembering the kanji, which is a 1,200 card deck. So,
Nice.
like I said, I'm making progress. Like I said, 3 months. 3 months, I've already made significant progress. So I'm hoping by like maybe the middle of next year, or maybe by the time I go to Japan next, I'll be maybe at like N4, upper N4, lower N3 level. But
Yeah, you should
I'm
be-
gonna try to
Yeah, you should be able to get around Japan by that time.
I mean, I was able
to.
to do it. I was able to do it even before that. But I'm just saying that now it's probably going to be a little bit easier.
Right.
So-
right.
Yeah, so I'm hoping by probably May. People should check out the Mass Immersion Approach website. I think it's the massimmersionapproach.com, and also Let's Learn Japanese. That's some random thing. You just just Google "Let's Learn Japanese" and you get a website that has a lot of things too. But I'm using like a combination of both of them because mass immersion approach they want you to do kanji first as opposed to vocabulary. But I'm doing reverse. I'm doing the N5 vocabulary before the kanji. So, but like I said, it's been a real help, and I've gotten a lot of immersion. I've clocked 40 hours in Anki already, just for this deck. So, got a lot of practice and a lot of immersion. So yeah, KG will be back in a moment. We're just killing the time, shooting the breeze here.
Are we going to talk about DC fandom? Because I feel like we need.
We need to talk about the films because, man.
Yeah,
I know,
and that means I get to shut the fuck up for 20
They're
minutes.
still making DC films.
That's such a privilege for you, isn't it, Jesus?
Let's just talk about DC fandom.
Yeah,
I mean,
what
specifically though?
Okay, so starting things off,
I
I feel it's only appropriate to start off with the one that really made the big highlight during that night. The Batman trailer.
Batman, yeah, Batman.
Batman.
Who are you?
I'm
walks
vengeance.
up on him and just beats the living shit out of the guy. I am vengeance.
I
it's
love
called
the
the
part
vengeance.
where
I didn't know that.
I don't know if you saw this on the internet, but somebody did an edit where they actually replaced the audio clip with what was his name? Shit, I forgot his name right off the top of my head.
What we're gonna do, KG? We gotta know his name.
Fuck. Why did I forget?
Damn it, KG.
Because I'm Batman.
Damn, I feel bad now that I forgot what it was.
I don't know why. I just keep reminding about. I keep
Nostalgia Critic. Yeah.
Was Nostalgia?
I love the Nostalgia Critic.
You talking about because the guy looks like Nostalgia Critic, so everyone memed him as if he was the one getting beat up.
Yeah, because he was talking about the stupid back card or some shit about that.
Yeah.
And then you start hearing his noise
That's
playing.
because the Nostalgia Critic is a fucking ass. I'm not gonna go into that. That's a whole nother saga I don't want to go into.
Because I'm Batman.
Let's just say he's done some things that he shouldn't have done.
Yeah, I heard about the whole crash of that.
Yeah, you've heard about the whole Channel Awesome, like that whole
I heard the
dossier.
controversy.
Man, yeah, we're just gonna leave it at that. We're leaving it at that. But there's a lot of shit.
The Batman movie though, that I've never been this excited for any of the Batman films except for this one here. It genuinely looks like it's taken a very, very different approach. And I like that. And also, it doesn't look like it's going to be an origin story. Thank the gods for that.
Yeah, it's during year 2. It's during year 2, from what they said.
Yeah, so it seems like it looks from what I'm gathering here from the trailer that a lot of the characters that aren't called Batman are going to be developed or be introduced to their villain forms. You know
what the best part of it is?
What?
Mm-hmm.
I don't see the fucking Joker anywhere.
But the Jokers are referenced. The design.
They are referenced. I don't care if
he's
he's referenced,
but he doesn't need to show up.
Now, people are talking about Phoenix's Joker, saying that could be like a tie-in, but not in this film. Like, since they mentioned it might be a trilogy, would you guys like to see that kind of happen? Maybe in the third film, where he gets introduced then in there? Joaquin Phoenix, I think that's how you pronounce his name, the one who played Joker?
Yeah. Oh, Joaquin.
Yeah, Joaquin, I'm sorry.
Joaquin. Wow, Joaquin.
Yeah, because
Phoenix?
I heard a lot of people love the Joker film, despite its...
I still haven't seen it.
I
still
saw
need
it.
to watch it.
That movie is crazy.
Yeah, so...
That was the last movie I saw before the lockdown happened. It was being shown on campus.
It was weird. The last movie I watched was
Wait, what
Sonic.
the fuck? They showed that on campus?
Oh yeah, they have like free movies for students like on Saturday nights.
I know. I
least they
figured
used
that.
to.
No, I figured that because college, but I don't know if that's the right movie to show on campus.
Oh, they'll show what they showed Detective Pikachu before. They showed like
well,
Spider-Man
that's fine.
Homecoming.
I'm just saying.
You're comparing Detective Pikachu to Joker.
Pikachu says a swear word in that movie.
I just imagine the wrong kid watching Joker, and he's like, "I'm tired of being picked on. It's fucking." It just becomes a disaster.
I came to watch Detective Pikachu, not this.
They figure you're a college kid, you can handle it.
Because I remember
that is true. If you're in fucking college, you grab your shit
but I remember when the Joker came out, they actually did have those situations where like there was some mass shootings because of fucking. I'm like, really? It's a movie, guys. Come on, who?
Yeah, but I feel like the media wanted it to happen more than anything. They're like, oh no, it would be terrible if this happened, but it never did.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, they were anticipating that, 'cause I think another Batman movie came out and they started doing that. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with these people?
Isn't that for Batman v Superman or whatever it was?
Yeah, who looked at these movies and like, yep, I'm shooting the whole place up. Fuck it.
Yeah.
Why are you? I don't know why you're surprised. All things considered.
Well, I'm not surprised. I'm disappointed.
I wouldn't be. I expect these things.
Somebody put mass shooting for Frozen. What the? Let it go.
What? Oh my
That's
god!
dark,
Hold
buddy.
it back anymore.
Well, technically,
Bro,
Elsa
that's
could
pretty
kill
dark.
people,
You better sit
so-
your ass down.
No, they just said it in the chat. That's why I was like, what the fuck?
So technically, Elsa could be a murderer easily.
Oh,
Well,
she's
she
based
did
off
technically
the-
kill
she's
her
based off the
sister
Ice
for a
Queen.
second.
Yeah,
Well, she's based off the Ice Queen in Denmark. That's her whole origin story.
Yeah,
I do have some interesting news regarding Wonder Woman 1984.
Oh, that's
I
interesting.
need to watch that trailer. God damn it!
Yeah.
knew
I need to
was
watch
gonna-
it too, actually.
So my uncle is a digital artist, and on the panel with the cast of Wonder Woman 1984, Gal Gadot?
Gal Gadot.
Gadot. Yeah, Gal Gadot.
Gal Gadot.
Chris Pine. Who else was there? Pedro Pas. Yeah.
But some of the folks working on the film, basically.
Yeah, exactly. They actually gave my uncle a shout out and talked about his art, which I thought was really cool. Like Gal Gadot herself was like calling my uncle's art like Norman Rockwell stuff. Like, there's a clip from it, and I'll link the picture here. But I just thought that was really amazing for her to shout it out. The girl.
So we're
Oh
getting
wow,
a
that's
specific
nice.
sneak
That is
peek.
nice.
Wow.
Yeah.
Should I? Would it be okay if I post this on the stream for others to see? Or
Oh, I saw that one. I was like, that is freaking awesome. Congrats on your
Oh,
uncle.
that
Holly.
is awesome. Wow.
Yeah, that's
Thanks.
cool.
So he's entered it into some kind of DC Comics like art contest. I don't know if it's for cover art for like a future DC
like a comic?
Comics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Thing.
But
yeah,
yeah,
I'm hoping
you're
he
okay
wins,
with that
but-
though, Polly? If I post it or no?
I'm okay. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Because it doesn't. This one doesn't have my last name on it. So.
Okay.
I wish I could. I should just tout.
Yeah, say the artist's name if you like.
Well,
Yeah, go ahead.
The artist name.
They don't have a Twitter or something?
They do. The problem is the name
Oh.
includes my last name.
Okay.
I mean,
Just say the first part then.
Art of Al.
Okay, there you go.
Then I'll leave you to find the rest on your own.
Okay, yeah.
But once you do, don't realize what it is.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Because the truth will be
hopefully-
revealed, and we're not happy about that.
Okay, so I'm hearing a lot of Black Adam versus Dr. Fate hype.
You mean The Rock versus whatever?
Yeah, The Rock.
I know it's supposed to be Black Adam, but it's The Rock.
Choice. I don't know how I feel about that casting personally.
Why
I
is it
don't
that?
know. Actually,
I'm
you
not
know
a
which
huge
casting I
Rock
do
fan.
prefer?
What?
John Cena as that bootleg Captain America, as he calls it in the trailer.
Oh,
Wow.
In the Suicide Squad trailer.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys got a chance to saw it because it's not.
Oh, you're talking about the
theoretic-
game.
Yeah.
Game.
Somebody says, "What about Polka Dot Man?" What about it?
I mean, I've never really cared for
God.
DC movies, to be honest. So
Well,
DC,
Wonder- I
we're
think
at their
Wonder Woman,
prime,
Wonder
so
Woman's
we're
actually
good.
one of the good ones. Yeah.
Yeah, Wonder
Yeah,
Woman
Wonder
was
Woman's
good.
a good one.
I mean, like, don't get me wrong. Yeah, there are some DC movies, but just overall, they haven't really delivered compared
Oh
to.
yeah,
you know,
no.
obviously
If you count them
Marvel.
all as a whole, they're stank.
I mean, the only decent movies
They're
that I can ever
stank.
recall were Batman movies, and I guess some of the most recent ones that I can remember, the new Wonder Woman that's going to be coming out, and
1984.
yeah, and what's that one Superman horror film that we got recently?
You mean Batman
Oh,
versus Superman?
Yeah.
No, that's not. No, okay,
Man
that's
of
not a
Steel?
horror film to be. No, it was Brightburn, I believe. Was it?
Oh,
shit.
you're
Yeah, but
talking.
I
Yeah,
forgot
I
about
forgot
that.
about that. Yeah.
Yeah, that one is, but that one's kind of jank from what I remember.
There's a
watching.
reason I forgot about it.
Well,
It's,
it was pretty decent.
It's kind of a janky film, in my opinion.
And fun note about Batman vs Superman, I haven't watched it all the way because every time I watch it,
Well,
I fall asleep. That is
Oh,
not a joke.
I've never watched it.
Is it
I
safe to
watched
say
it-
I've never watched a Batman trilogy?
I've only
What?
seen the Dark
The
Knight.
Dark Knight.
Oh,
Which
I
one?
love
Wait a
Dark Knight.
minute.
Dark Knight's one of
Hold
my
the
favorites.
fucking phone. What do you mean you've never seen the
What?
Batman trilogy?
The Dark Knight, The Dark Knight.
You haven't seen any of those films?
Sorry,
No,
guys.
I've never seen them.
Okay,
Why
okay.
in the
We're gonna
fuck?
get KG to
I
watch
didn't
it
see
now.
those until last year, actually, so I can't judge.
What is this?
At least I saw them. Come on, man, give me some credit.
Thank you,
I love
Joe,
Dark
for
Knight.
making me feel
I
like
was
I'm not the only one
rewatching
left
clips
out.
of that shit the other day. The fuck?
Would you mind if we watch it
I haven't
together
read it
then, all of
April.
us?
We
Because
gotta-
I
we're
would
gonna
like
have
to
movie
watch it
night.
with
I'm
a group.
100% down for that.
Let's
But
just
you had
watch
to
have
start-
movie night,
stream
movie
with
night.
everybody.
But you had to start with
Uh,
Batman Begins.
Yeah, you have to.
We had to begin with Bagman.
Yep.
Or we can watch the Johto series ripoff with Gligar Man. All right. Okay. Touting my Johto episode.
Oh god.
Okay,
I'm so sad right
unironically,
now.
that episode made me like so sad because like I don't even remember why, but like at the end when they were all like they all knew his identity for some reason, and they were like please help us or whatever, and like for some reason that episode always made me sad. I don't know why.
I feel bad for him.
Yeah, the guy like I have a soft spot for the Gligar Man episode. I have
Don't
no,
worry, he'll
I
return
literally-
your
I don't remember.
journeys.
I don't remember anything else about that episode except that.
Gligar Man returns and
See, everyone, Johto episodes are memorable.
Exactly,
Gligar,
Evie. Hashtag Excelsior.
Gligar Man will return in Justice League.
You know what
Oh my
it
god.
right?
Actually, speaking about the Justice League, the Snyder Cut trailer also released. And I have to say, I liked the trailer for what it tried to do.
Well, it better be better than the first Justice League.
Well, a lot of
movie.
people were excited about seeing this version.
I was
wasn't that
excited
good.
for it until I learned it's an episodic series.
Oh, that's fucking
They made it
dark.
into 30-minute episodes, from what
Man.
I'm
I
told.
still have this memory of the Justice League movie burned in my head because I went to go see it in theaters with a couple of friends, and my grandma and my aunt came too because they just wanted to watch a movie as well. And my grandma knows nothing for real about DC, but when we came out of the movie, I was like, "What do you think about the movie?" She goes, "It was okay." They were getting their butts kicked until Super Pooper showed up.
That pretty much summarizes the Onyx experience.
She
of that
knows his
movie.
name is Superman. She's just being facetious.
Super
Is she
Pooper.
really?
Yeah. And then I'm just like, oh my god. I mean, she's technically right. Literally, I hate that they acted so useless until Superman did something. That pissed me off. I'm like, guys, you have the Flash, Batman, Wonder Woman, and Cyborg. You mean to tell me without Superman, y'all ain't shit?
Yep.
But you
Pretty-
knew that.
Come
Yeah.
on. They
And-
downplayed the fuck out of Batman in that movie.
Yeah.
Not to mention too that they
The
they
main
try to
problem
push the
is having
Justice League to
Justice
match
League
up with the
film.
Avengers, which
The
they
problem
got a
is
little too
having-
desperate there. Go ahead, Tara.
I was gonna say the worst thing is making the second Superman film be the fucking essentially a Batman film with it, and then the Justice League film essentially just being kind of a rush job in its own right.
It's
Well, because they
Batman
were trying to-
featuring other people.
They were trying to keep up with the Avengers. That's why.
They did a
It
bad
didn't work
job.
out.
Yeah.
Now, from what we got in this trailer, as you could see for the Snyder Cut, they have a lot of content that was nowhere near the official film we got. So I'm very curious about it. And also somebody mentioned it's not 30 minutes, it's actually hour-long miniseries. Okay, that changed my
How
excitement.
long is the fucking miniseries if it's an hour long?
Probably 3 at this point. Or 3 to 4, I would say. Because, you know, them,
Hey,
they want to
crazy.
make super long as fuck films, man.
Yeah.
Oh, it's 4.
Trying to get
It's 4
paid out
episodes.
here, so-
Okay.
So 4 hours.
But we're
4 hours,
watching
huh?
it. Wait,
Look at that.
would they release
Just
it
look
on
at
the same day, or would they make you have to wait every week?
Where is it getting released at?
HBO Max.
Of course.
Not another fucking streaming service.
And well, I already
that's
have
pretty
it, so I
rough.
can stream it for you guys.
To
So
be fair,
Now, I'm
You
just
gotta
saying,
pay
you can.
$10.
wasn't that Harley Quinn show on HBO Max?
yeah,
Yeah.
all of the Warner Brothers.
DC's
Yeah.
That's what you do is you mooch off your friends who actually bought
Yeah.
the streaming
That's
service.
literally what everybody does. I don't think out of all the
That's
streaming
what I had to
services-
do with the Mandalorian last year
Mm,
when
yeah.
that came out. 'cause
I
wasn't
don't think,
Disney
I don't
Plus
think
yet.
any streaming service I've actually paid for.
Yeah, because we
I
paid
actually
it for
got
you,
into-
jerk.
I actually got into the Harley Quinn series. Like,
Actually, didn't we do that? Actually, now that I think about it, we moved stuff from KG because that's how
yeah,
we
we
watch,
do.
watch the Looney Tunes shit.
Yeah,
You know
you
that?
watched it there. You watched the Goofy
know.
movie with my
We have-
Netflix as well.
Yes.
You watched SpongeBob
Yes,
too.
thank you so much, KG.
No problem. I wonder if new episodes came out
This is a
already.
dark-
Not all heroes wear capes.
Great
You
time.
know what? I was like, I gotta rewatch that one, the one Looney Tunes one, the zoo one.
I mean, it's the equivalent of stealing your neighbor's cable. It's literally what.
You know what? Speaking of animated shows, I'm pretty excited for the rebooted Animaniacs show that's going to be coming
I
out
want
Hulu
to say
soon.
that.
They've been doing rumors about that.
No, it's confirmed. It is confirmed to come this year.
I know it's confirmed, but they've been talking about it so long. I'm like, when the fucking show coming out?
Yeah, the thing is, there's no trailer for it.
They just confirmed it like sometime in November.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but they've been talking about this for a while. Like I kept hearing about Animaniacs coming back.
It would be a while.
It's
no, I mean a while, as in years.
The only issue with the Animaniacs is that it's going to be on Hulu of all things.
Yeah, but Hulu, from what I understand, has gotten better as a service.
No, I know. But when you think about streaming service, Hulu isn't really up there.
I mean, at least they're doing a better job than having to pay like.
It didn't beat out by Netflix and Disney Plus. I know that.
The only thing I dislike about Hulu is that it's a streaming service that you're already paying for, and you still have ads and like commercial breaks and stuff in between. And it's like, I mean, they're not long, but it's still just like,
why are they there?
At least you don't have to pay $30 to watch a movie.
Oh, Mulan. Yeah, I'm not gonna watch it.
I'm paying $30 for it.
Yeah, I'm not. I don't think it's worth it.
It's not worth it.
I'll buy it for us then, guys, so we can watch it and get mad at it
I guess
together.
we need to talk about the elephant in the room because people keep bringing up the Powerpuff Girls and we can't ignore it.
I thought we already talked about it.
No, we didn't.
No.
We talked about it casually on Tyrone.
Yeah, we can't. We did, but we didn't talk about it.
And Tyrone wants to have
live action.
Yeah, I don't know. Look, like I was asking, I was like, do they mean CGI live action or like live action? And they were, I'm like, but they don't have fucking fingers. That's like the
I
whole.
don't understand why you such a huge hang up. You know it's not.
But they don't have fingers.
Tyrone, don't act like that's a legit problem. You know it's not a legit
That
problem.
looks gross in live action.
You mean hands? They're just gonna make them hands.
They're not gonna have fingers.
Tyrone,
Hands
no.
are fucking disgusting.
What?
Tyrone, they're just gonna be hands.
No, they gotta be authentic, which means they gotta be fingerless.
Tyrone,
JoJo's gonna.
Tyrone, you're being stupid.
Oh my god! Live action JoJo's, they just like have like these big.
They already done that.
You're like, what?
They have done live action JoJo's.
Yeah.
Oh wait, they did part 4, didn't they?
Yeah, they did part 4.
All right, part 4 is like not like as exaggerated.
Well, here's the thing: when Japan does live action, they actually do it really well. So
So they also did like the first arc of the fucking of a JoJo Part 4. They did like the whole Aokiyasu stuff. What the hell was that?
he's screaming at this.
Oh wait, I don't have Twitch open. That might be a problem.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so
Oh, what the fuck?
What's
Oh,
going
that.
on?
I'm
Y'all,
used to this stuff.
how y'all not seen this before? Actually, this is a reference to the episode. Y'all
I know.
really-
I know. It just took me off guard because I looked up and that's the first thing you see is like.
You just open up the stream.
Tyrone, you know you want to be
Time to get the
Buttercup.
bleach.
Mm.
Tyrone, you know you want to be Buttercup.
Okay,
The
so
Power Buff Girls.
also I didn't even notice the Miss Bella on the side. Anyway, so fun note. Also, apparently the plot is gonna be that they're actually in their 20s now. The girls are in their 20s, and they don't like the fact that they had to fight crime when they were younger.
So pretty much what they did in that one episode when they showed them as teens, they were like 16 or some shit, and they were like low key into the Rowdy Rough
But
Boys.
that completely contradicts the movie that they made their debut in, where the only way they got accepted was when they fought crime.
No,
And this is gonna be CW.
Yep.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, it's
No,
probably gonna be. Yeah, they're gonna have the crossover
After-
between the
The
Powerpuff Girls
problem
and the others.
Riverdale.
The problem was that they were too powerful and they didn't fit into Townsville at all because of their shenanigans. But then when Mojo Jojo like launched all those monkeys and they beat the shit out of them, they were like, "Oh yeah, this is great. They can fight all the crime that's in Townsville."
Tyrone, you're
Yes,
talking
Donnie.
about, Tyrone, but you're basing that off of that movie's a prequel. That's not even
Right. I'm
I'm
saying it contradicts them being mad that they had to fight crime because that was their whole.
No, that makes sense. You
Oh,
spend your whole
Lord.
when you spend your whole childhood having to do some shit for other people.
But they willingly wanted to fight crime. Like they made the choice.
No, but you can change your mind and opinion as an adult.
I guess.
You don't like everything you did as a child, do you?
I mean, the only reason I'm saying that is because that's a big part of their childhood, though. Like them openly deciding to fight crime is what got them.
I think that's probably why they're taking that
yeah,
opportunity.
but that makes sense why they could hate it though. they could end up hating something they were forced to do as children.
Well, they weren't forced. They wanted to do it. They openly made the decision to.
They could have been easily manipulated too.
But it could be like in retrospect, like shit, like damn. When I think about it, we didn't really have a childhood, did we? Nah, we beat up a bunch of people for like.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the only thing I could think of, is like they chose to do it, and at some point, they became dependent on the girls, and that's what became the problem.
Yeah, you can do that storyline and it worked perfectly fine.
Yeah, because they nobody liked them at the beginning. Now everybody hated the girls because they were too destructive. So when they came back to Earth and fought Mojo, they were like, "This is a great thing. We accept them into Townsville, and in return, they beat up the monsters and shit that are in."
I don't remember there being this much lore to it.
Well, that was the movie. The movie tried to.
Yeah, the movie's lore is big.
Yeah, the movie gave lore to another one.
I didn't see the movie.
Yeah, Powerpuff Girls was very straightforward. Girls beat up bad guys, episode's over. But
yeah,
it was never really that in depth. So
I'm just saying the plot concept. I don't think it's bad. It's just more so how it's executed,
and also where it's gonna be.
What do you mean where?
It's gonna be on the CW.
Oh,
the live action.
I thought you meant like the location of the show.
What Donnie was saying, it's pretty much gonna be Riverdale, which I can attest to because I suffered through it enough.
Yeah, but I don't want to take the BX10 over.
It's gonna be the reboot of Riverdale with the Power.
I knew you were gonna do something.
And then they're gonna have a collaboration with it and Arrowverse or whatever it's gonna be. Watch. Powerpuff Girls with the DC comics.
Oh, Donnie Art said Powerpuff Girls. Yeah, okay, that's different. That was an anime. We don't talk about it.
How is that not been about yet, man?
Z by itself isn't bad if you look at Z by itself, but when you compare it to the original, that's when
that's when it gets weird. Because one, I think they're not even sisters, are they?
No, they're
not sisters in that one. They're not sisters in Z. They just happen to be girls that happen to have like powerful.
Hold on now, that was a thing.
No, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, Powerpup Girl Z is a legit thing.
Yeah, it's a thing.
It went on for a while, actually.
Oh.
Yeah, it did longer than I thought.
And it has a duck.
It has a great opening.
KG,
it does have a great opening.
KG, someone take your OBS away from you.
I do this for Harambe. Harambe was done wrong because Harambe was Harambe did nothing. Harambe was innocent. I am bringing justice to Harambe because I am
KG's not allowed to have a fucking OBS.
Hey, listen, if the internet's gonna give me high quality shit, I'm gonna take it.
Are you sure you want to have little girls that drive?
Apparently, the person that made that forgot how to do paint by numbers.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think we covered all the major things. Were we going to talk about the games, by the way? Because I'm actually interested in the Suicide Squad game.
From what? From the cutscene?
Well, I just know what I was told. What I was told is apparently the Justice League went evil, so you get to control the Suicide Squad. I'm interested to see where they'll take it, but like you guys said, they didn't give us much.
So you just like the premise of the game?
I like the concept. Yeah, I like the concept.
Because we didn't see any footage.
We didn't see anything, but I like the idea.
The only thing we saw footage of for was Gotham Knights, which I'm like of two minds about.
One I like, but I want online multiplayer.
Yes,
yeah, but no, that's my problem with it. My problem is that it's obviously still based on the Arkham series, which I don't have an issue with, but it's throwing in these little elements that aggravate the shit out of me. My first issue is as soon as you see him, Batwoman or Batgirl fight enemies, there's a health bar. Immediately is red flag for me. And they're doing a damage counter. So like, oh, this hit does 122 damage. The other one does 56. It's Batman. Batman never like that.
I don't remember any of the Batman games having health bars.
They're essentially throwing in like subtle RPG elements to try to make this more interesting, which I find lazy. It's a cheap way of making a game seem more interesting than it actually is. Like,
because none of the Arkham games had that, did they?
No, like Arkham games, you had you got tools and you had different ways of handling mooks, and they got harder because either they were smarter or they carried different weapons. Here it's like, well, you're not level 12, so you can't beat this mook, and I'm like, oh, that's gonna be.
Wait, is that true, EB? CW is required to have like 1 to 3 LGBT characters in the main cast, and it must be female.
God damn!
So probably Buttercup is gonna get the.
Oh my god!
Yeah, probably
you can be a tomboy and still be straight. Like that's a thing. I want to let everyone know.
Requirement.
I heard Tyrone.
What I don't like is because they did this with Riverdale. One of the main characters who was gay, they just shafted him. Like he had no writing. His writing just went off the rail. Like he just became like an ancillary
is he the one
background
that who was the
character.
son of the police
And that
officer?
looked really bad. So it's like
Hey,
I have
Paul,
a problem with that if you're not gonna do
Right, if you're not
anything.
gonna at least do it right, or at least do it to the point where it makes sense in the narrative.
Hey, Paul, is that the son of the sheriff? Because I'm like,
Yes.
there was
Tim.
okay. And I know.
Not
I was like,
this
oh yeah, I know who you're talking about. But yeah, like,
Also, pretty much they made a gay character who was just gay for the sake of being gay.
Yeah.
Pretty much, yes.
Pretty much.
See, that's like the laziest.
And,
Yeah.
It's that whole. Well, we need to have inclusion.
And
Yeah.
I guess
But if he's not a well-written character, I don't care.
the problem is, and I guess you can't go into,
They'll suck.
like Terrell said earlier, you can't go into any of this knowing any of the previous Powerpuff Girls stuff, because one of the premises with Buttercup was that, like, they literally did this episode where she got mad because she couldn't be like she's a tomboy and thus can't be taken as a girl seriously like the other two girls are. So it contradicts that when they go, oh well, fuck it, we're just gonna make her gay. Fuck it, like I don't know.
I'm gonna be counter. I'm gonna be a little bit. I don't think they'll do it with Buttercup. I think they'll do it with Bubbles, if anyone.
Really?
Really?
Bubbles' whole thing is flirting. Like that was her thing.
oh, in a way too. Like,
I've never gotten flirting from Bubbles.
Well,
Bubbles-
she's supposed to be the cute one, right? Like they literally, that's her whole role.
Yeah, but she's not like that.
No, I'm just saying. I'm saying if we're picking a character that's going to end up being gay, I would lean towards Bubble or Blossom before Buttercup.
Someone says in Z she was that.
Yeah, well, Z's loosely based off the.
Z kind of exaggerates certain.
Yeah.
Z. Bubbles actually, I think, is the furthest from her character. Where I think, Buttercup is pretty spot on, and Blossom is pretty spot on. Except they made them more like
Isaac. Yes, we talked.
Yeah.
I want that princess with the curly red hair.
I love Princess Morbuck. She's my favorite character in the fucking show.
She gives me burgundy vibes.
No. Let me rephrase that. I understand why Polly likes it. I don't understand.
She's just a spoiled. She's just a spoiled brat. She's just great.
I understand that. I completely understand that, but I didn't think that's why you liked her.
Because I'm like,
Rock still.
No. Yeah. The thing is though for me, Powerpuff Girls Z is the limit that I would go. I don't want to watch Powerpuff Girls the twerk series. Fuck.
oh my god, Dad, we're not even.
Powerpuff Girls Z never got that ridiculous. But I think there's certain elements of Powerpuff Girls Z that I think work. It's just that
I thought it was an interesting.
That's fine. Like I said, that ends there for me.
But the 2016 Powerpuff Girls needs to die. That was the problem.
Didn't one of the creators get in trouble for like pedophilia? And
Yeah, because they made like one of the kids. I think it was like they kind of like put themselves into the show or something like that.
They did self inserts.
Yeah.
And they made it real obvious they were on some.
Yeah, and because like they made the character super buff and everything, and then I believe the character was voiced by that said person.
Oh god!
Yeah, it got super. It's essentially self insert in like a high production show, and it's like, yeah. Then legality kind of pops in, and you're like, yeah, maybe you need to go to jail.
Yeah, and he went to jail.
Fuck that show killed Miss Bellum, so fuck that show.
No, they didn't kill her. They just wrote her off.
Well, I count that as a.
That's worse.
They had her in one episode actually, explaining why she wasn't there.
She was too hot.
Something about her just going on vacation or some shit.
By the way, next week I'm going to be talking about the Galaxy S10 and the Amazon renewed things because I was going to talk about this week and I realized.
KG, low key. I'm surprised at this point. You
also,
nudes.
Also, before we get anywhere, what about? I know that this came out a few months back, but I discovered it today. The Great Pretender anime using freaking Great Pretender by Freddie Mercury as a freaking ending theme.
Me and KG talked about that earlier on one of our anime.
Yeah, and we were surprised by that. And honestly, we were thinking about you at that point. We were like, I think somebody would like this.
Yeah, because they actually referenced both the video that was made in '87 and also Freddy's Cats.
Yeah, but what was it that you were going to say, Terrell?
I'm surprised at this point you just don't have a section of the pod focused specifically on TSS at this point.
No, we call it TSS Tech Talk.
with TSS.
But you actually no, I mean like legit like a full banner and everything for it.
Oh,
Like,
yeah, well, that's a work in the making.
yeah, like
these are the work in progress shows.
It's a transition, maybe like his face is smiling and his glasses shine.
Oh
It's
no,
like-
it's like that picture that that edit I made a few weeks ago.
Oh yeah, with the pop.
Oh yeah.
Da, 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 da. The elevator music from.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's coming. That's
Uh,
coming next. So my full review for that was coming up next week. I wanted more time.
Speaking of next week,
Yeah.
apparently we're supposed to be getting a Nintendo Direct.
Oh
according to
yeah,
some
this
rumors.
Friday, wasn't it?
Every week though.
Potentially. We'll see what happens.
I mean, if you
Potentially, yeah.
guess every week, eventually you'll be right.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. Potentially. We don't need people's minds running with ideas.
Yeah, you're look. Quote me on this, ladies and gentlemen. Starting from today into the infinite unknown, there will be a direct somewhere between now and who knows when.
On
Alright,
a Friday.
bet.
On a Friday. We have to be specific. It's gotta be.
No,
on
no,
a
no. I
Friday.
mean any day. And then I'll be 100% correct with all my guesses now.
Shit, if you're on a leap
Oh,
year,
why
you're
did
out.
you put that on hand so quickly?
Yeah. Alrighty then. Well, I
like
guess our shenanigans
It's
talk
time,
spot
y'all.
came over.
It's time.
Time for what?
Put on your boxing gloves. It's time.
Oh yeah, I gotta go. I'm not doing it.
Alright.
Yeah, if you want to hear Terrell's impressions on it, watch his review. He literally did a review.
Yeah, he did. I put out a review for
Check
these.
out his review, and also it's on that last part of my stream. From
Yeah,
yesterday.
because I don't think you actually got a chance to talk about the 5-episode thing that's just got announced in your review, because that was literally after
No, I
our
did not.
review.
yeah, that was
No,
during my stream actually.
because we didn't find out until during the stream.
Yeah, we literally reacted to it live at that moment when somebody tweeted at us saying, "By the way, the episode."
So actually, this is just another excuse to go check out Tyrone's stream. Then you get exclusive content over there.
Exactly.
Because I'm not
Despite me
repeating it
actually
on air.
recording
I
his
have to go to
content and already
Tyrone's stream.
uploading it to
Oh, yeah.
YouTube.
And I know
I'm
we
gonna-
scare someone off from there too.
Oh no!
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh no, yeah,
Yeah.
because Salt was with us, and we went on a tangent, and I think she just sort of was like, "I'm gonna keep playing Fall Guys."
Yeah, she just skedaddled away.
I think it's because maybe, the intimidation, because we just like freaking just blowing
I
all the
talked to
stuff
her
out.
earlier, she said we were fine. She said she was really just playing Fall Guys the whole time.
All right.
Alrighty
That's
then,
what
so I
you do.
guess we'll get into the review now, why don't we?
And I'm gonna hide, so I'll see you guys later.
Alright, thank you for hopping in though, buddy. Appreciate it.
See you
All
tomorrow.
right.
Make sure to
Nice.
go follow him
Yeah.
over at his Twitch, which is at
Nice.
the
And his 3 YouTube channels: Terrell
Yeah.
Vlogs, Schizophrenic, and The Insane Game.
info in the
Tyrone's
description
channel for
below.
exclusive content. Good night.
Yay!
All
Alright,
right,
thanks.
boys and girls, let's go.
And with that, I'm going to go grab me a drink of water so you guys can go ahead and do it. So
No, don't leave us.
All
in the
right.
dark.
Well, who
Yeah.
wants to go first?
In the
Well,
words of
actually-
Tasso,
go on, Evie.
in the words of Tasso, Serena and her snowball would like to know Ash's location.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
homemade
Snowball,
on.
I love that tweet. Serena and her Snowball would like to know your location.
Yeah. Oh man, this is gonna be some chaos, I would say.
So first off,
Anywho, be right back.
who like they said, who was gonna start? Because I'm sure there's several opinions.
I put my thoughts out on Twitter the other day, like briefly, but I don't know if anyone wants me to lead off. I guess I don't
Well,
even know.
you're here.
You never hear, you're talking, go ahead.
All right, all
Go
right.
for it.
I have no clue what the consensus is, so I'm not sure if it's a hot take or not. But
Well,
in my
start off.
opinion, I found it to be a pretty mid episode, maybe a 5 out of 10. Not the best, not the worst. I wish they could write an Ash episode where he loses a battle and not have it be exceedingly obvious. Literally, they begin this episode by saying, "Gee, Ash is on a great winning streak right now. It would be a shame if something were to happen to that."
Yeah, well, John, they
You know
did that
what?
even in the preview. Even in the preview for this episode, Ash is like, "I'm on a winning streak." I'm like, "You're gonna get your ass."
It's not even that like Twitter and the previews and the summaries, like everything was kind of pointing.
Yeah, the
towards
episode like
Ash
this has
going
like
to lose.
everything.
Yeah,
It
like
did-
I don't mind if everything else is saying like, "Oh, Ash is gonna lose," but like if the actual episode itself is like foreshadowing him losing, and they do this so often, even in the battle itself. Like whenever Ash's first Pokemon just gets like waxed in 2 moves, you're like, "Yep, it's gonna be one of those battles." You just see it coming from a mile away, right?
It just made it too obvious, in other words.
Yeah,
I didn't like that. I didn't like that Kamon's debut battle is a loss. What the fuck is that?
Yeah, that was. I mean, the other thing about that is that with Ash in this episode, his whole issue going into this battle against B is that he's very overconfident because he had just beaten Karina and he's climbing the ranks and he has the win streak and all that. And he's like, okay, I'll just go into this battle with Riolu and Farfetch, presumably because they're both fighting types. And he's going as a fighting type gym leader because that's what Ash does, right?
Mhm.
But the issue I take with this is that Ash literally went through this same exact quote unquote character arc like way back in mid AG where he went up against Drake. And that was when he had to learn like, oh, overconfidence is my own worst enemy. And he worked on that like throughout the rest of AG and into Battle Frontier as well. And then when he got to Sinnoh, he had it more in check. And ever since then, I think he's been like, he's confident.
X and Y kind of gets him back into it where he gets so cocky that he almost beat Diantha. He's trying to show off in front of Shota because the only other gym battle he shows off in front of Shota is against Valerie when he beats her.
So he definitely goes way too confident into
and he shoves the jacket onto Serena expecting like, hey, this fight's gonna be fast. But then he relies too much on Ash Greninja, so their moves get sloppy and Ash loses.
Yeah, I just kind of have this issue with that where it's like they've repeated this character arc like at least a handful of times already, and it's like when are they gonna stop with that? I mean, Ash should kind of know better by now. I get that he's like a champion and whatnot, but it's just it's not very inspired in my opinion. I think it's a pretty safe approach to the episode. Like that's the only thing that Ash is going to lose to because he's a champion. It's just his overconfidence. Things I liked about this episode. I liked B. I think they got her personality right. I definitely don't like it when they take a character from the games and they put them in the anime and they're kind of turned into a joke. On screen, but it was true to the games, and I think that was very good.
Well, I guess my one issue with that statement is because this is supposed to be her debut episode. Like this is the episode where she shows up.
Yeah.
And the anime has done a really great. I'm basing this off the past though. The anime has done a really great job of making a character that was otherwise stale in the games have more personality in the anime. So this was their chance to do her a little bit better.
I'm going off the assumption that they're going to expand a little later on.
Yeah. I'm just saying that that's how you introduce her. And it's like, okay, that's accurate. But at the same time, and I made a statement on Twitter earlier today that actually caught a lot more headway than I thought. Where I said Twilight Wings does her better.
I think so too.
Twilight Wings version of her more. Because this one, like, it's great that she's serious. But it's going to go into one of the issues I have, but I don't want to go on a tangent, so I'm going to let John continue, and then I'll come back.
Well, the good thing is...
Oh, hey guys, I'm back. Alright, what's going on right now? It seems like audio's cutting out for you guys, and I don't know why. This is, interesting. Let me just leave the call and come back in again. Oh. And I left the call, and I'm still somehow in the call. What? There we go. There we go. Okay, that was weird. I left the call just now because people were telling me the audio was cutting, and I was still in the call despite leaving the call.
Weird.
Okay.
Yep.
I guess.
Thank you, Altice, you French motherfuckers. No,
I guess I'll go back over that. So
I apologize. That was the worst timing ever. I just went to grab some water, and I was like, okay, that's fine.
All right. So first thing, I liked B in this episode. And how they handled her personality, I think it translated well from the games. She wasn't treated like a joke. And then also, I like the ending where Riolu pretty much gets knocked the heck out at the end. Really, like they really drove home how brutal the loss was with that last attack, that last liquidation from Octopus Man. I forget his English name.
Grapplock.
Grapplock.
Thank you. So I liked those two things more than anything. I don't like. I think they really haven't been handling the battle episodes in PM all that well, in my opinion. Because in XY and Sun and Moon, especially, I think that they had like a lot of good build up going into a lot of the battles.
Yes.
And in PM, they're just kind of treated like these one episode, one-off things. I get that's kind of what they're wanting to do, but it feels like there's very little substance around that. It feels like it's just the battle, and I'm expecting more build-up. I'm expecting more of like a resolution at the end, like not just Ash going to the Pokemon Center and being like, "Oh, we'll get him next time, guys. Don't worry." Like I want a little bit more outside of the actual battle. Heck, I would have liked to just see Go get a chance to battle at the.
You mean
Karate
his first official
This
Pokemon
yeah, I
battle?
was saying, this should have been a two-parter. There was no.
Because he wins. He wins against like a formidable foe, and they don't even like make that big of a deal out of it. It's like, oh, okay. But
And then literally, they went out of their way to make it a big deal when he lost his first Pokemon battle. So why would they not do it the other way around?
yeah, it's like they have these episodes that are like Ash centric and he battles, and it's just like they kind of forget that Go is supposed to be a main character as well. He just kind of gets shafted.
My big issue, though, honestly, with Go, is just that all of his development, in my opinion, happens off screen.
That's true as well. Yeah.
Remember, we talked about this before off stream. Remember that whole Go moment at the very end of his single focused episode in the forest when he reunited with his friend? That big key moment that was supposed to be such a big deal, off screen. This big moment right here in this episode, his first official Pokemon victory. He can't get another victory that's going to be considered his first because that's taken here off screen. It's like, bro, you're trying to develop Go, but what's going on here? Why are you holding his development off screen? You know, it bums me out.
It feels like a pacing issue more than anything, because I feel like the battle didn't need to be that long. Like, again, they made it exceedingly obvious from the very beginning that Ash was going to lose, and then I think they just dragged out the battle a little bit longer than it needed to be. They even reused like the same music track twice in one battle, which I thought was kind of strange. It was like the Graplock versus Lucario. They used what is basically Gengar's theme.
Why you have to use Gengar's things against Ash?
Yeah, that was just strange.
Gengar's not using it.
They used it basically like twice in a row, or maybe there's like one theme in between. But
y'all remember the last time we seen Gengar? He's not using it.
He's too busy riding that
but
bus.
It's an Iwane episode, so it's automatically top tier.
Pretty much one Ghost.
Animation side, top tier is always going to be there for the animation.
Mm-hmm.
But can animation save a story, though? That's the big key thing about this.
This is one of the better fights. Like I said, weirdly, all of Ash's major Pokemon World Championship fights happen against females.
I just feel like they've been using the animation like kind of as a crutch in these battle episodes recently. Like the only battle episode in PM so far that I've really enjoyed was the episode 7, the Battle Frontier episode, and that was before like the World Championships stuff even started. So like there wasn't even like stakes to that really, but I enjoyed it because like Ash and Go got like equal development there.
Excuse me, there were stakes. You could have won a fucking glass flute.
Oh yeah, he's gonna win a glass flute that he'll never use ever again. Honestly, if he pulls that out at some point later in the series, I'll be flabbergasted. I'll be impressed. I'll come back. I'll write a handwritten apology. I'll be like, "I'm sorry, I doubted you, PM." You know, but as it stands right now, I'll be.
All right, dude. Who's going next? By the way, after John.
I'm going last.
Okay, yeah, because I know you have a different take on a lot of the opinions we have.
Ollie, you sound like you want to say something.
I mean, I pretty much echo the same thing. It's like, it's one of those things where it's like, I love the episode at first, and then you just think about it later. I'm like, And I watched it twice.
Yeah, I did too. I watched it without subtitles and then with subtitles.
There was something that we said. I feel bad because we talked a lot about it yesterday, kind of randomly, but I agreed with a lot of points, especially Tyrell was making with, and I know you probably want to say this, Tyrone, but how we like the version, a lot of people like the version of B that was in Twilight Wings better than the one that was shown in this one episode.
Mm-hmm.
We got a lot more personality and a lot more backs, and I realized you can't tell an entire backstory in one episode, but I think that's again like my biggest problem with the series lies in its pacing. And I just want to add on to that with what John was saying, how it's
oh, did the thing hang up on me again? Nope, stream audio still good. Oh, disconnected.
Better, like in Diamond and Pearl in the
Hold on a second.
Not the league battle, but the one at, I think it was Lake Acuity between Ash and Paul. Paul destroys Ash, and Ash is just like, he's just very discouraged. And the whole episode is dedicated to Dawn and all the Pokemon cheering him up and whatever. There's another one in AG that's similar to that with not only Ash, but May too, because May is still upset about her loss against Soledad, who wiped the floor with her, which I also kind of have problems with how quickly that went, but I thought it was cool how it's like Drew came back and they had a battle, and Drew was the one who helped May get back on her feet again. And then meanwhile, Ash was dealing with his whole being discouraged from losing against Brandon. And so I like those episodes, and I just find it annoying that it's like next week is like this random silly
Pikachu episode.
I was about to say the same thing, where it's like it feels like they're not strung together all that well. Where it's like, oh, we're just gonna go with Pikachu next week.
It's almost like the episodes are out of order.
Like it definitely does. Like maybe like the Pikachu jealousy episode should have gone over here because maybe he thought he could have won the battle. I don't know, but it just feels out of place that next week they're like, all right, we're going Pikachu hunting now.
Mind if I take a second here real quick to just mention something? Because as you noticed before, I had left the call for like a second again to then hop into the call again. I'm noticing that on my OBS, I'm not losing any frames or nothing whatsoever. The quality is still there and etc. It's all good. It seems to be with Discord servers at the moment, so...
Well, I think it is just the routing from Optimum to Discord servers.
I've never had this issue with any other week. This is the first time it's happening.
Then you've never been to Verizon.
No, I'm Optimum, and I've been to Verizon, and they did shit for me, so I'm not gonna.
Well, that's because over there they don't give a fuck about Fios, and they want to wait until the fucking POTS lines fucking rot until they give.
Yeah, see, look, somebody mentioned there was a Zoom outage earlier today, so I mean, there could also be something for Discord. Discord just wants you to buy Nitro. Well, fuck it, I'm buying it.
When one thing burns, they all burn.
Exactly, but this is why it's been cutting off. It's not because of like me losing connection on like the internet router and whatnot. It seems to be fine with OBS. I'm not losing any frames or whatnot. It seems to just be a Discord thing at the moment. So I just want to give a heads up on that. I apologize and in advance for cutting you guys off there, but you can continue now.
Okay.
So yeah, I guess was there anything else that you wanted to bring up regarding your thoughts on the B episode overall?
Me?
Yeah.
One thing I did like, this is just the last thing, was I know everyone's like there's mixed feelings about the whole Ash's overconfident thing, and I get that. It just really did give me AG vibes, and it felt like we had regular Ash. Like this gave me, it's like a little bit of AG Ash, a little bit of DP Ash, a little bit of XY Ash.
Just like the Brawly fight.
Yes.
Yeah. But I can understand where that can be frustrating because it's like, okay, he learned his lesson.
Yeah.
And
It's
where
like a been there, done that type thing already.
Yeah, but it's still a new series.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we never did that for the other series when Ash does something repeatedly. Like everybody gave XY shit when he did it, but they did that because the other series did it. So this one's gonna get the same treatment.
No, we only did that after the series came to a close. We never did it during the time the series was at. See what I mean when I say never talk about something while you're watching the show and then watching it at the very end? You'll see a very different opinion with everybody's take at that point.
Yeah, that's true for every series that I've ever watched.
Like how everyone hated Diamond and Pearl, and then
no, see the way it works is that you love the current season, you hate the previous season, and then you love the season 2 seasons prior. So you love, like, for example, I loved Sun and Moon, I hate XY, and now I love Best Wishes. Now, 2 generations later here in Journeys, I love Journeys, I hate Sun and Moon, and now I appreciate XY even more. Which is why that one particular thing that I'm sure Tyrone will talk about really hurts the shit out of me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
you hate Sun and Moon?
No.
I also want to make a point. You know, I shit on a lot of like the more recent series, except this one. But I'm still a diehard Pokemon fan. I have watched it even through Sun and Moon with the fucking visual NyQuil version 2 and fucking telescope orgasms, all that shit, and I still watched it. I didn't fucking stop. It took me a while to reach the gaps because I let the gap for about 7 or 8 episodes at a time, but I still fucking watched it at the end. That's true dedication.
But anything else though then, Polly? Or you're done with your
No, I'm
statement?
good.
Okay, is there anybody else here who would like to move on? Because I think the last ones here are probably me, Tyrone, and TSS. Nessa, did you have anything you like to say in particular?
I guess I'll say it. I actually, to be honest, I actually enjoyed the episodes though. But some of the things you brought up though, I could see. I'm pretty sure I was actually kind of excited, like the type of episode we got. But then after the episode reveals, I was kind of like, oh, okay, that was quick. But anyways, I'll go to one what I really liked. I actually, when I watched this one, I actually did not have much of an opinion about B.
Nah, don't worry, it's Bay.
Yay, yeah.
No, for us.
No, yeah. To be honest, I didn't have much of an opinion of her because I just came in there. I was just like, okay, sure, cool. She's another girl or something like that. So, but then I think when I seen it, but without the subtitles the first time around, though, I actually felt quite an intense vibe from her. So they definitely did a great job the way they introduced her. So I actually can't have much complaints from that. And also, like, she's like one of the type, like, she actually didn't really speak as much either. So, which I kind of was, I actually liked. I don't know what everyone else is like, oh, she has no personality or something, but then they definitely, like,
I mean,
everyone's like, yeah, complain, like, she has no personality.
Well, it's not that she doesn't, like, one of the things a lot in fiction is a lot of people will say, oh, the stoic, quiet, angry character it's a very cool character trait. I don't think it qualifies that much as a character, though, because we don't.
No, I know.
We haven't got enough of B to really establish a character.
Yeah, no, we can't. But they purposely. I want to say they purposely. I want to say they're trying to make her as like the antagonist for Ash, which they definitely did. But she's not.
She's not even that because she just shown up and she beats Ash and then just sort of leaves. Like there's not much to it. I think what a lot of people are seeing, a lot of what they're seeing is the fact that she's a very angry faced chick, which we haven't gotten in a while since Misty? Like we haven't.
This is like times 100.
Yeah, we haven't gotten like an angry, chill, tough chick in a while, which is weird because Bisky kind of fit. Bisky's tough, but
that's kind of hot.
But she's.
Thank you for your one-word review.
I
know. Yeah, but
we don't really have much of a character yet.
I obviously because I was like she didn't say much, but then I was like since she's coming back, I bet we're getting to know a little bit more of her. So then that's why probably. Don't want to take too quickly criticism from her yet.
And I'm basing it off of another how the show introduced a fighting gym leader here. Mm-hmm. I'm using X and Y as the basis for how they introduced their fighting gym leader, Karina. Because we got way more. Karina did more. She battled Ash.
Speaking of Karina, though, I was kind of like sitting here flabbergasted. Like, to be honest, like I was like, what for Karina? What's she doing?
Yeah, I'll get to that point. Like, look at the episode where Ash actually meets Karina. She fights Karina. He fights Karina. Mm-hmm. Karina beats her, but then they still have more to be done after the episode. We get to see her character. We get to see how she's interested in Mega Evolution. We see the relationship with her and Lucario. All of that gets established and a Pokemon battle. All of that is meshed together. So we got a lot. Here, we got B showing up, beating Ash, leaving. Like that it's in that order.
No. It's beating Karate Master and Ash, and then
beating Karate Master Ash, and then leaving.
No, I know.
Only to say a few things.
See, Tyrone, I had that same criticism as you did, but like I said before, I just like that it's in character with her from Sword and Shield.
Right.
Very little development.
I think the one of the things
I'd rather do that than just make it
I'm so used to the anime giving the gym leaders a little bit more than what they got in the game. It's accurate. It's perfectly accurate, but at the same time, it doesn't.
It's going to appear later on.
Yeah.
Well, in 5 episodes.
I'm also basing it off Twilight Wings, where Twilight Wings had less time with her and still found a way to explore her.
Well, she's like a main character in that episode of Twilight Wings.
Oh,
So.
here's my thing though, because like I think the approach that they've done before in past series, I'm surprised they didn't apply it here, because whenever they normally introduce a new character, they did this with Leon. Before you got to see him really go up against Ash, what did they do? They established this character prior to the battle against Ash. Yeah. Here, it would have been awesome because she technically is a Galar character. She could go with the 2-episode treatment. Introduce her in the first one, show that she has this stoic personality, but do it in a way to where you can sympathize a bit with her.
And that all goes into the statement where I feel like this obviously the biggest flaw I have with this episode, because I like the episode battle. The battle's great. The problem with this episode, it needed to be a 2-parter. There was no options, ifs, ands, or buts. The first episode would have showed off Ghost's fight against Karate Master, and then transitioned into B's character, and then Ash getting cocky and being hyped. Then it would have led to a to be continued to go into Ash's fight against B. And then that would have led into the rest. And then we also would have had time to loom over Ash's defeat, because once he gets defeated, it's just like doom, doom, doo, doo, doom. Okay, thanks, guys. Sorry for losing, guys.
And episode to be continued. And now we're just gonna have to wait 5 episodes.
Chase Pikachu's, right? Let's go chase Pikachu's now. Like the fuck.
I'm gonna laugh if they end up bringing it up the next few episodes. If they, because they probably might. I don't know what the hell they're doing. To be honest.
Now here's my thing, because I'm
actually wait before you go, Tyrone. Nessa, was there anything else you had to say?
Yeah, I had a little bit more to say. I don't even know how you get, like, the guys felt like it sounds like you guys felt like she was rushed though, because she didn't have a proper. But I feel like probably the next 5 episodes we're probably gonna get more from her. But I actually like that she just left and didn't acknowledge Ash at all. It seems like because she probably said, oh, okay, yeah, so you're all talk. She didn't say anything, so I did like that. So that's probably the other thing I liked about her. Because I know sometimes I felt like if there's like too much of the characters like always bubbly personality and everything, it's pretty much the usual.
Yeah.
So I kind of like that the different aspect. I felt like it's been a while since we faced someone like that.
Yeah.
But that was probably my positive from her, like from my end. That's why I ended up liking her, because I was like, oh, okay, I was not expecting her to be this tough chick. And so, and then also too, it seems like also in my other take, I did not like from the episodes, but I think you guys already brought it up, was we didn't get to see Gold's battle. That's the one thing I did not like, because I was like, come on, I want to see him fight too. But they took the entire episode. And then the other thing I wanted to bring up too from this episode was I don't know how you guys felt for the battle though, but definitely when the way that I definitely felt from was the octopus one
Grapplock
from Grapplock when he was squeezing Riolu. Oh my god, I can't pronounce. I'm sorry, guys. Riolu.
Slow down.
No, I can't pronounce Pokemon today. Riolu. I actually felt that because he was like squeezing him to death. I actually think I was actually thinking she could probably kill him for a second there.
Damn Slaughter. This ain't a Marowak. This is.
I don't know why. That's like the one thing I was thinking. Like, oh shit, she could probably basically kill him because he was like really couldn't even freaking move.
It could have put it on like unconscious mode just for the fact it was squeezing its air out.
Don't mind me just choking a newborn baby.
Exactly.
Yes.
I kind of wish they had taken the Brock route from the first gym fight where she tells him to quit.
She kind of did though. She did tell him right before the end of the battle. She was like. I was like,
she's like, you don't give up now, then
get up now. Yeah.
Riolu will die. Yeah.
And then basically, Asher's like, no, we're not giving up. She's like, okay, I have no choice then. And she just did what she did.
Strangle him.
Yeah.
So you have chosen death.
Yeah. So she strangled him to death. So, like, almost.
Damn.
But that, yeah. But I think if they let her, if the fight was to the death, she probably would done so anyways.
I can't wait to see this giant Gigantamax Machamp come in and squeeze little Riolu before it Dynamaxes.
Crunch. No, but yeah, I'm pretty sure. I'm actually kind of. pretty positive the next 5 episodes we're gonna probably get more from her because I wouldn't be surprised if they don't introduce B without the whole sweets which she's into. So I bet we're probably seeing. I kind of predict we might see another side of her. So it's
I
just
hope
too soon
so.
right
I
now.
really hope we do. Which
Yeah.
we'll tackle upon in my
That's the thing
section.
that bugs me a lot is that we always, usually when we go to these, we always have to do the, well, we got to wait till next time situation. Like, it's a lot of like, and obviously it's because the series isn't done yet, but a lot of this, like, a lot of the judgments that we make are always put on hold because of it. And it's like, even now, we're about what? 30, I want to say what?
34?
Yeah, we're 34 episodes in. So there's a lot of things that at this point we shouldn't be waiting for.
You want to know why, Tyrone? Because this time it's reversed. Because normally what happens is in past series, they introduce the character first, and then the episode comes soon after. Here, the battle comes first, and now the other stuff that you're hoping to see happens later, which I don't think that's really good, because it's like, you want to get attached to the character before you eventually see the showdown go down, because at that point you'll be like, I want to root for both sides because I like both characters because of how they're established in the show. You can't really do that if the first thing you see from this character is simply whoop-ass moments left and right, which I mean is still badass, not gonna lie, but in terms of just overall personality and just kind of wanting to learn a little bit more of what they do outside of the battlefield, you're not really gonna see that here.
I can't really make an opinion on B's character like everyone else can, because like it's just the game's character. Like this was supposed to be especially with this series, this is supposed to be the series that steps outside of the boundaries that it's in and does the unpredictable stuff, right? Like that's supposed to be the whole thing. But it didn't do it for B, the one character they had the opportunity to do it for, because I guess I'm just so used to like other shows where they take the gym leader and they do something with them a little bit more. Like I said, it's great for an accurate character for the video games, but I wanted a more interesting character than the video games.
Yeah, because the thing is, when we watch the show, the biggest thing we want to see is what can they do in the show that we can't see in the game.
Now, I guess, do you have a conclusion? Are you still...
I kind of have the conclusion. I think already John probably brought it up too, though, but yeah, they definitely, the one thing I kind of was like, they definitely made like so many hints of Ash was losing. I think the moment I knew the moment I knew he was losing is like the moment when he got hit with a freaking Hitmonchan.
Oh yeah, when it barged
right in the
into
beginning,
his face.
yeah, that was like, oh no, he's losing.
Yeah,
like,
I was like,
what? I was like, what the hell was that? Like he opened the door and they like, oh yeah, I get introduced.
Well, yeah, the preview already forebode his loss. So
a lot. There were so many, and then I guess I don't know if anyone will make the argument though, but like definitely like, some people are saying that like Ash was definitely overconfident, but there's some people say is like, oh no, I think he underestimated B. So they were like,
it's a combination of both. But I was going to say,
here's my thing. I don't think he was too overconfident. I think the problem is that the confidence that he showed was way too obvious.
Yeah, I was
basically
kind of wondering
it didn't follow the show not tell rule.
Yeah, it didn't follow the show not tell rule. X and Y followed.
Because I kind of wondered if there were some translation things going on too. Because I was confused.
TSS will talk about that. Yeah, he'll talk about it. We had a field day with that on Sunday for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Real quick, I just want to amend one of my previous statements about how this episode was like way too obvious with Ash losing, and I'm going to say that's not a problem that is exclusive to this episode. I think that's a problem in a lot of episodes where Ash loses.
Oh yeah.
It's just blatantly obvious from the beginning, and
I
wish to do a better job with that. That's why I'm hoping that when he does the rematch, because the expectation is that he's going to win the rematch. I hope that it's closer, but I hope he still loses, and they save like the actual battle for where he wins much later in the series.
I'm gonna have a counterpoint to that when I get to that.
Paul, no, they did it twice. Paul and Brendan.
No, but we're talking for this series. But I have a big issue with that though. But I'll tackle it when I get to my section. But I assume you've finished your conclusion
I'm done
here.
now. Yeah.
All right, Evie. I'm not sure. Did you get a chance to watch the episode, buddy?
I didn't, but of course I do have I do have Twitter, so I got a pretty general idea of what went down in this episode.
It is a fight overall. It's not like it's story driven anyway, because B doesn't even talk much.
I know, but I think voice performance wise, I think her voice actor did a pretty good job. I do like how she sounded in some of the clips that I've seen around Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and really, I'm just looking forward to see how Ash will develop after this loss. Because we've talked about this multiple times, how we were wondering if Ash will ever get this kind of loss, because we want to see him get this sort of major development in this series at least. But yeah, the good thing about B, even though Tyrone and I'm pretty sure some of you guys here have already mentioned that you like B a lot more on Twilight on the Twilight Wings.
Yeah, Twilight Wings.
Yeah, I do agree with you there, but at least with this episode alone. But the good thing is that we do have another episode coming up 5 weeks from now, where we get to see B again. So there's a little hope of redemption there. So hopefully that's the case, because I'm with you guys. I do want to see more personality out of her. And I want to know something as well. Is B a gym leader in this series at least, or is she just a trainer?
Yeah, she is a gym leader in this series.
Yeah, they mentioned gym leader. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Damn. Okay,
Yeah,
I was kind of hoping she would actually be a trainer like Karina. Well,
Ash is playing sword version confirmed.
I think the only
But that
the
means
only
we won't get to see thick waifu then.
so actually the only thing we got to know about B is the karate king is the one who explained about her. Like,
Yeah, being about like knowing of Galar karate.
Yeah, yeah. I was like, was Galar karate mentioned in the games? Anyone remember?
Well,
Not
then
that I
again,
can remember.
Yeah.
Then again, Raihan is a gym leader, but he still competes in the tournament, does he?
Yes.
Well, anybody can compete in the tournament.
Yeah, no one's restricted.
Yeah,
so I think in terms of being a legitimate rival that could give Ash a run for his money, I would like to see be that rival for him, hopefully. But we'll see. Time will tell, of course. But nothing else to really add on that, really. Just my thoughts on it.
Alrighty, buddy. And speaking about the voice actress, actually, I thought it'd be kind of fun to kind of point this out. The voice actress that did the voice for B is none other than Yoko Hikasa, otherwise known for being very popular with one particular female character anyway, Rias Gremery from High School DxD. That's the one everyone keeps bringing up whenever they think about the voice actress there. But she has a lot of very popular roles, which is why a lot of people were very excited to see her voice performance in this series. She also did for some other shows that many people might know. Alo from Ishozuka Reviewers, as you remember, the fairy, to name a few, in New Game as well. She also did Diana in Little Witch Academia. Fans are familiar with that series. Yeah, there's just a bunch of characters. You could go and take a look in the My Anime list in regards to some of the roles that she's played. That's why a lot of fans were excited when they heard that she, of all actresses, are going to be voicing B. And I think, for the most part, with what little we got from B in this episode, she was good. I really liked it. I think it was a good decision because it worked well in just giving B's character. But yeah, so that's really all I gotta say for that. But I guess with that said, the only ones left now to probably talk a little bit about this upcoming thing is me, Tyrone, and TSS. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Alrighty, so let me get my little 2 cents out of this one real quick before I pass this on to you, Tyrone, because I know you in particular have one topic that you would like to address, that being of, well, we'll get to that.
Yeah.
My take on this episode, I loved it until the episode titles got released.
Oh, shit.
That to me really spoiled my take on it, because it's like, there were so many things that this episode did in terms of setting up content for the future. And it feels like if this is going to be the route that they're going for, this is going to be the route where they're just going to have her introduced, eliminate her from the story soon after, and that's it for B. And it's like, really? You mean we couldn't make B a rival? She should be the first canon rival for Ash. I love that to be continued segment because it made it seem like she was gonna be a rival for Ash, a first female rival for Ash to
Hell.
overcome. And I thought that would have
That's
been
what I was hoping
badass.
for.
Karina would like to speak to you.
Karina, clearly, let's talk about her real quick.
she's not
Introducing
fun.
everybody. Let's take this opportunity because the picture was right there. Introducing this season's punching bag, Karina and Mega Lucario. Yes.
First female rival. She fought Ash on way more than one occasion. I think people only remember the gym fight.
No, we know the other parts, but they were never.
They had multiple Pokemon battles.
But it was more the way they handled it in X and Y was just more of like a build up between.
It was
never
better.
I'm going to say it's still better.
Better.
Yeah, I still will say it's better. I'm just saying I feel like B here in this series, they should have made this her first rival here in this storyline. I know people are saying about Bianca, but then again, Bianca never really fought against Ash in really anything major anyway. Which is kind of sad because it's like she's supposed to be seen as a rival, but like they never really fight each other in the league. So it's like
I think they had like one battle at the very beginning.
and it's like you okay, if that's a rival, okay, that's something, I guess. But yeah, my take with this is that I would have preferred it if she was treated like a rival. I would have loved it to see her get developed as the story progresses on, because the thing about her, she's a fan favorite character. A lot of people love her character a lot. In content wise and merch and all that, it's coming out like crazy. Everybody loves B. So what could you do with a popular character? Make her grow, make her get development, make her shine a little bit more in the series, and make her an established rival that Ash will eventually have to overcome. Because here's the thing, I see a lot of people in the community say they do this with gym leaders, where the character gets introduced, they beat Ash down, and then eventually the rematch is going to happen really quickly, and then we move on into the next story. Here's the difference, though. B isn't tied to her gym number because she's in the World Championship. So that means as Ash is progressing up again, he's going to eventually fight maybe B later down the road. I remember TSS a while ago during Karina's episode, you stated that you would see Karina return later down the road in a future battle because you thought this was more of a setup for Karina in the first debut episode that she had in Journeys. And
That's
that
right.
you would like to see her come back later down the road, maybe in like the Ultra Cup or whatever, and see a true proper match happen then and there. I think B would have been a perfect opportunity to do something like that because they established her being this really out of this world kind of character that took out Karina with ease, which, by the way, Ash struggled against during the match that he had with Karina not too many episodes ago.
That's
Remember
right.
that? And now, suddenly out of nowhere, we're being told that the rematch is happening in 5 episodes. And if you take a look at those said 5 episodes, Ash is not going to be developing at all whatsoever, except for maybe like 1. And I highly doubt that one episode is going to be enough for Ash to get himself back up to whoop B's ass. It's impossible for that. That is super rushed storytelling.
I still think what's going to end up happening in that later episode is some bullshit's going to happen and the shit's going to be interrupted.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping for. Or the other route, he gets his ass whooped again because
Now he still learns something out of it.
Yeah, because there are two things that are there are two major things that are going to be happening. 2 massive major things are happening. One that I talked about during the opening discussion we had. I stated, I hope that when the Alola characters return, they do something to add to Ash's story, to make it impactful, so that way their return are nothing more than just not fan service. It needs to have a meaning. It needs to bring something to the table to move the story that we're in right now in the present timeline forward. And it looks like, judging from what we're going through, it's going to be that case. Because the Alola cast is coming soon after the events of what happened here in this B fight. In the Flygon episode, in the summary, they stated that Ash is performing poorly after the events of the fight that he had against B. And the episode soon after that, he's going back to Alola. What better region to kind of get Ash back up on his feet again than in the Alola region? I think that's really good storytelling if that's what they're trying to go for. The only issue is that there's no time to kind of progress his development further enough to where you can say Riolu and Farfetch are going to be able to whoop Hawlucha and Grapplock's butt at that time. It's impossible. To me, that's my big issue with that. Like, there's no way that those two Pokemon will be able to get enough energy and power to whoop those two Pokemon, because in this episode, you clearly see that those two Pokemon were in synchronization with their gym trainer, and I thought that was a nice little detail. So the only thing I could see out of this, and this is the worst outcome, is if one of those two Pokemon evolve in the fight. And I don't want to see that kind of bullshit happen in the episode. I don't need that right now.
It's happening, KG.
That's the worst feeling I'm having right now.
Fast.
Or I see one of them getting replaced for either Pikachu or Gengar so they can show off G-Max.
So what was the point of establishing them in this episode? Because the Pokemon that were clearly used in this fight were the fighting mons.
I want to say it's probably more character driven. It's more of Ash's thing. It's something Ash has to solve by himself, not on his Pokemon.
Yeah, but the Pokemon are the one that went through the arc.
And also in the end of the episode, he says to his Pokemon that I'm sorry that we lost despite all the training that you two did. So it's telling that the two Pokemon that really worked their way to get to this point were the main focus of that fight. And it would only make sense that those two are the main ones to go up against B. Hell, that's the reason why in the opening, who are the two Pokemon that are fighting each other? Farfetch and Riolu, because they're training to go up against B in the rematch. Correct? Yes. So that's my big issue right now. It's just like the gap that we have from this fight to the upcoming rematch is too small. But they're trying to shoehorn in a thing that I like, that unfortunately is a little too close to the rematch, and there's no time for Ash to kind of get himself back up on his feet again. I don't know, man. This is just my take on it. I love the fight. I love the animation. The animation really did a great job in making Graplock look menacing. I think that's one of the key things people need to note about that. Graplock animation-wise is just scary to look at. Hawlucha, it's Hawlucha, come on. I'm very happy that Ash referenced Hawlucha there, saying, oh man, it's Hawlucha, you gotta be careful about it. It's flying attacks, So he knew already from then and there that obviously he has experiences with Hawlucha before. So yeah, key things I'm liking about the episode. I love Bee's character's voice performance. I thought that was great. I love her stoic personality as well. When it came to the battlefield, learning very little about her personality-wise is unfortunately one of the downloads. Go not getting an official on-screen moment with his first, and I want to bring that back up again, first battle win is honestly very disappointing to see that it happened off-screen.
The more I think about it, the more inexcusable that moment becomes to me.
Exactly. But, and there are just many other things that are happening. And I think that's my biggest gripe with PM 2019 right now. I've joked about it for so many series, but I feel like this series in particular decided to go up a notch and be like, nah, PM 2019, when you actually spread it out, it actually says Off-Screen Land, the series. This is what they're doing right now for poor Ash and Go. And I'm saying Ash now because he's having his rematch in 5 episodes. There's no way he's going to develop in time for that said rematch. I would have preferred if Ash never fought against B until maybe the Ultra class. I thought that would be cool right there, to show that they've both grown at least a little bit further, but still see each other from time to time as they're going up in their ranks, to then have their eventual fight, to just make it look more of a rival fight than anything else. So yeah, that's my take on this whole situation. Tyrone, I will now pass this on to you, and then I assume after you, you will pass it then to TSS. So yeah, that's my 2 cents on it. Overall, like the episode. I just don't like that I liked the episode and then 12 hours later the anime is like, you thought you liked it, didn't you? Well, guess what? We're going to ruin that for you.
He's like, fuck you.
Exactly. All right, Tyrone, take it away, buddy.
So weirdly, I like the episode too. That's my thing. I actually really did enjoy the episode when I was watching it. But I don't know. This series always does this, where it's like an I like the episode, but situation. I like the episode, but this happened. Goes off-screen fight, that's inexcusable. This literally could have, a two-parter was what this needed the most. A two-parter is literally what this needed. Hell, even if they had switched the orders around and had Ash lose first and then next week go fight Karate Master and he wins and that kind of opens Ash's eyes up a little bit or something. Like, if Go can do it and he just started, then maybe I can pick back up. Like, or something. Like, just that could have helped. And then here, I feel like this series has been going out of its way to take down one of the best characters that XY had. And that's what's truly bugging me. Karina. Karina's debut since then has been nothing but her getting smacked aside to show off the new characters, new gimmicks, or like the new thing that's happening right now. And it's sad because she's not, like, she wasn't even in a series that was prior. She was in 2 series prior to this one. So it's not even like it's not even like we're gonna take a Sun and Moon series character. We're gonna go out of our way to take the one gym leader in X and Y that had the most development, and we're gonna smack her aside so that we can show off how strong B is. Now I'm all for introduction of characters that were stronger than the last. Hell, one of my favorite animes is Dragon Ball, for Christ's sakes. Escalation is a thing. But not at the point where it's ruining a character that was well established that isn't an antagonist. This is like, Karina wasn't an antagonist. Karina battled with Ash so that they could both become stronger so she could be better as a gym leader for him and during their actual challenge. She took the Master's Trial. She's had Lucario have a bond episode with her. Actually, more than one. They trained with the Mega Evolution Master and her father, Gherkin. So they did all of this to make Lucario have a really good fight in the end with Ash that felt well-deserved and it had great build-up. The problem I have with this is that this does a way better job than B's introduction because B is also a fighting gym leader and the show even goes out of its way to compare the 2 characters together. You want to know why they compared the 2 gym leaders together? So that B can make the statement that Karina sucked. Like, I fought her. Yeah, she sucks. Like, but this is Mega Evolution we're talking about. Not even just that. This is Karina, a gym leader who went out of her way to train Lucario and them to form a bond in order to unlock a power that's greater than that of a normal Pokemon's ability. You can't just flick her off like that. Because they did that in the episode where Ash fought her. Where the only thing Ash brings up is the fact that he beat Karina. He doesn't bring up how hard it was to beat her or how tough she was before then or the fights they went through before where they had 3 fights before the actual gym fight. Karina won all of them. They don't bring any of that up. They don't it feels like they went out of their way to take one of the strongest characters in XY, or at least the most memorable one, and toss her aside strictly to show this newer, better Karina. I'll call her a Karina model at this point. I'm not saying they're the same character. They're obviously different. But it was like, let's throw away the old fighting gym leader to make place for this new fighting gym leader. And I got no problem with B as a character personally. It's just, I don't like when they do that to another character because at this point, you're hindering another Pokemon series for the sake of making this one look better in comparison. It's like, if you know anything about Ash and Karina's fights and the Mega Evolution trials and the Trials of Mastery and all of that, it feels like an insult to straight up watch B flick this aside as if it's nothing. Now, if I have no problem with B being a savage towards Ash and talking down on him for being cocky the way he was. I have no problem with that, but I feel like it could have been written differently. B could have acknowledged that Karina's a tough opponent and still insulted Ash. After she beats Ash, or not even after she beats Ash because she walks off and people like the silence, but in the middle of the battle, because she does make statements in the middle of the battle, she could have been like, oh, so this is the trainer that beat Karina? I'm disappointed. I expected more. Like, you still got a savage character. You still got a character that downplays Ash, but she doesn't downplay Karina. They could have been on even terms as fighting gym leaders, or she could have had respect for her to the very least. He has a mutual respect for her. Because at that point, you're acknowledging, hey, I expected more from a trainer who was able to beat such a worthy opponent, but I guess not. I don't have a problem with B beating Karina. That's not my issue. My issue is the insult that she made. It almost contradicts what everybody else is saying. Everybody else is like, oh, B walked off and didn't say anything to Ash. Well, B just up and commented that Karina's is soft. So she had a comment for Karina that was an insult, but doesn't have anything for Ash when she beats him. So at that point, how consistent is B at this point? Like, if she can go so far as to insult Karina, but not say anything to Ash.
No, I think what they were trying to do, personally, was that they were trying to insult Karina. Ash took offense to that and tried to, make her take her
Actually,
word back.
no, I will get to that in a couple of minutes. You guys are wrong.
And even then, they went as far as to show the flashback of Mega Lucario getting smacked.
Yeah, not just Lucario, Mega Lucario.
Yeah, Mega Lucario getting smacked. So at this point, I also want to point out Mega Lucario has lost every damn fight since it's mastered Mega Evolution. Now, one of them is
good.
Only I know. I haven't heard your bias against Lucario yet. I was wondering when it was coming.
That's the best part about this series. What are you talking about?
Yeah, so finally, somebody agrees with me.
But the point is, like, as a Pokemon, yeah, fine for John. But I'm saying as a character, that's fucked because it downplays the work that they went through to get that far. Like, I feel like this is the one series that's gone out of its way to insult another series. Whereas in, like, I'll say Diamond and Pearl did the reverse. Diamond and Pearl was praised for Ash's victory on Brandon and then made Brandon beat Paul, a new character introduced in Diamond and Pearl. So they found a way to make AG better as a series because you can look back and go, that's right, Ash did beat Brandon, but Paul can't beat Brandon. So it made the series have more of a hint to it that makes you want to watch it. Here, it's just like, oh, that's just Karina. Weak-ass Karina. Mega Evolution ain't shit. You don't even bother with X and Y because Mega Evolution...
she didn't really say that, but okay.
No. That's what it's being portrayed as.
but it's not implied.
I don't know where you're going, Tyrone.
I don't know. Tyrone wants to make the Sakuga again. Okay, cool.
No. Pay attention to what you're seeing on the show. Mega Lucario gets his butt kicked twice.
Yeah, but it has nothing to do with the fact that it's Mega Evolution. It's something else.
Once by a Dragonite Ash just caught, and the other was so fast because B already stated that she's weak. Now, it's a mistranslation, I know, but we can see that she made it sound like it was an easy task to do because Ash brings Karina up. He openly brings Karina up, which I actually did like that he brought Karina up, but then immediately after they downplay her. So no matter how many ways you look at it, no matter what character said what, you look at the screen and you see Karina's been downplayed. She's taken 2 L's in this whole series, and she literally just got back from XY. It's not good. It's not good, especially when you know where Karina came from. If you know that she was.
I actually kind of thought though when they said that part though, Ash seemed offended or something. He's like, "What?" Like, because he kind of like always like, "Oh, I had to take her down now." Like because he kind of want to avenge Karina.
I absolutely have no problem with B beating Karina. I have no problem with that at all. She's a more serious fighting type gym leader, so naturally she may have some ideals of that Karina just didn't. My problem is that the show feels like it went out of its way to show that Karina was what was a former huge
Micro TV, thanks for the follow.
Yeah, thank you, Micro TV. What was formerly a huge obstacle is now being downplayed for the sake of showing off other characters, and that's not good. It's not a good writing mechanism. It can only be used like a certain times, and even then, it's usually to show off antagonists. But this isn't an antagonist; she's a gym leader, and that was one of the problems I had. Where I don't like when a gym leader after their gym fight is being downplayed. That was the biggest problem I had with Brock and Misty, is that they're gym leaders, but they were always pushed in the back because apparently Ash was so much better than them. It's like the one thing Best Wishes did right, where even though Silent lost to Ash during their first fight, he's still competent enough of a gym leader to hold his own against others. So if they can do that for Best Wishes, why did they not do that here? We don't even see any things. I wouldn't have even mind if Karina had been like, she was a tough fight, but I took her down too.
Like, what happens if Karina comes back?
That's too much hoping she comes back, though. I don't want to. I'm reviewing the episode I'm seeing currently. That's episode 34. I'm not reviewing 45. I'm not reviewing 50. I'm not reviewing 60. I'm reviewing 34 currently. So I don't want to live off hopes. I want to live off what I just physically saw.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, the episode's great when it comes to the battle. I actually like the first time we see breaking swipe as a move. That's pretty damn cool. I just don't like that Kamon lost in his first fight. That's not a good first impression for him. But I get it. They're doing that to make him better so that Surf Fetch happens. It's just like, I get what's going to happen. The problem is that what I see isn't what I see here isn't stable enough for me to go, yeah, that was satisfying. Not seeing Go's first fight be skipped after he threw a whole fit for losing his one fight against the guy in the tournament. Well, you wanted to focus on it, and then you chose not to focus on it. What? Wait, hold up, what? Like, I would have loved to see Reboot actually get into a fight. You could see, actually, one interesting thing, you saw Reboot was actually really into this fight. Like, they did a lot of camera shots towards him.
And even, like, he was looking ready to beat down on the Karate Master at some point at the end of the episode.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure Reboot's the one who probably took the Karate Master down.
Yeah, and we'll never know. We'll never know.
Because everything happened off screen.
Yeah.
So we could imagine only.
But yeah, and I did actually do like the torture Riolu went through. Holy shit, that was cool to watch. Just because, like, I like when not gym fights, but I like when fights just get very menacing. I like when it's like almost like the Pokemon could possibly get killed, but obviously they can't because show.
Yeah. It definitely gave like mixed martial arts vibes for me.
Like I said, literally my major issue with this episode, the major thorn in my side is the treatment to a character that already was well treated in another series. I don't like that you have to borrow a character from another series, downplay them to make this series look legit. Like, that's not a good writing tactic. And even if Karina does come back, I already know, unfortunately, this Pokemon usually advertises first. And then they focus on writing second. And since Karina's not new anymore, she's not going to be like a big thing. If anything, I feel like Karina only existed in this series to show off that Mega Evolution was a thing. Because Mega Evolution in Let's Go.
No, they showed it off to show that Mega Evolution is pretty much crap. Because every time she comes in, what happens? Gets her ass whooped.
Killed. Yeah, it gets killed. Like, it literally...
They're not showing off Mega Evolution. They're just showing off at the fact that it's a piece of trash at this point.
Yeah, John, we know you enjoy all forms of Lucario abuse.
It was Riolu, though. It was bad.
No, yeah, that's pre-Lucario abuse. but
still counts.
Yeah, but like I said, my issue isn't with the fight. The fight's actually excellent. I love, and I also love the rise of the hero trope where the hero of a particular fiction gets beat so badly they have to readjust themselves and come back. I'm not going to comment for real on the episode titles because technically I'm not supposed to know they exist in the world that I'm watching. So
we have to go back to 2005. So.
I left that up to you guys. I mean, I know that the rematch comes soon, but I'm gonna wait it out until then for that one. I'm judging what I'm seeing currently and what I don't like currently. And like I said, I'm being harsh because I care and I've seen Pokemon do better before. So there you go. It's so funny that they're doing so hard to compare her to Karina and show that she's so much better when in reality, Karina was a better character than Bee in her introduction. Like, just a better written character. And I'm sorry, Karina had more than 5 episodes for Ash to come back to her and prove stuff. Like, you can even see it. When Ash comes back to the town to fight her in the gym fight, they have an episode before the actual gym fight dealing with the scroll of Mega Evolution. And we see that Karina has a lot more control with Lucario now. They're fighting a lot more in sync. They're more entwined with each other because they mastered Mega Evolution now. So they're all set. So during that summer camp arc Ash had, Karina was actually working. She wasn't fooling around. So I actually like that. So when I see B and then go, oh, well, 5 episodes later, this shit's happening again. I go, well, we ain't got much, but that's what we got. So yeah, that's mine. Go ahead, TSS, because we're on time, but I know you're gonna say what you have to say. So go ahead.
Yeah.
Okay,
We always
so
go on time anyway, so it's fine. So
yeah.
Yeah.
So first of all, I'm gonna get my thoughts of the episode first, and then we're going into there's what I like to call the trifecta clusterfuck of this episode, which caused a lot of confusion, including myself. So first, we're going to talk about the beginning of the episode. First of all, what has not been mentioned yet, and we've been talking about this shit for 1 hour already, the fact that they referenced the karate dojo from the fucking Gen 1 games and the mechanic behind it, where if you beat the dojo, the karate dojo, you get a choice between Hitmonchan and Hitmonlee. I love that. That was a great moment.
Yeah, I want to pop in something real fast on that one too. I actually do like Go's solution for it because it's a realistic one. It's like, Ash, you just beat him too, and then you get one, then trade it to me, so I have both.
you could have got the Flygon like that, man. I'm just saying.
That's a real life people solution for that problem. Most people literally they'll just play the game twice, then get the opposite one traded over, and that's the end. So I do like Go's little in-world universe thing.
Yes. Okay. So next we get the whole, Hitmonchan just flying through the fucking door when Satoshi opens the door. I like that moment. B, I loved the way that they introduced her in this episode. She doesn't do very much, but she comes across as a saucy bitch, and I love that. She is one of those characters where actions speak louder than words. I would argue that the B and her Graplock is the most in sync of an antagonist pair that I have ever seen. That they were so in sync that I really enjoyed it. And also the experimental camera angle with the with Iwano doing a great job there, spinning the camera from the lower perspective. I loved that during the Graplock and Ryoru fight. Great stuff there. But I will get into her dialogue before the battle in the clusterfuck section, but I want to continue on. I really loved that battle. That battle was a proof that a formidable opponent exists for Satoshi in this universe, in this particular series. An actual opponent just fucking curb stopping him. And first time we get to see his ranking drop. It was a really great just introduction. I know some people didn't like the fact that Galarian and Farfetch'd got freaking stomped by freaking Hawlucha, but that's the whole thing. That's the setup. I mean, that's why you see them both in the intro. They're still training. I love that. I love the fact that we've seen Graplock, the Octolock move, which is, oh my god, that's one of the best animated moves I've seen since X and Y, realistically. Since some of the battles there. Great I believe for the pacing wise, I think what PM 2019 suffers from is they have everything on the storyboards, but then they realize that they have to cut things down because they actually have to fit it within like 19 or 20 minutes. So I think that's what's hurting them right now. But I did like the fact that they did focus on the battle because the battle was more important. Not saying Go's off-screen shit is not important, because it is. But I think the fact of the matter is how they draw the storyboard is everything goes. The main stuff gets focused on before, and then Go's stuff is at the end afterwards. Now, if they had an extra 2 minutes, I would say it would be a good thing. But in that case, though, then people would complain anyway, because then they say, oh, the battle was rushed. So off-screen land is better than having a battle last 2 minutes and not meaning anything. Go will have his stuff soon enough, and I think just to see his development in battling, I'd rather just see like a 5 or 8 minute battle with him instead of like a 2 minute rush job. So
I mean, it'll never. I guess it's because it'll never replace the fact that his first battle happened.
Yeah,
And it's
I know.
not just
I know.
with any trainer. We're talking
I
about
know.
the
It's with the
karate master.
dojo, the karate master. Yes, I understand that. Yes, that was probably a bad choice, but it's probably because the storyboard timing didn't allow it. I'm being more realistic here because the focus on this episode was B versus Satoshi, or Saito versus Satoshi, whatever you want to call it. And in that department, they did a great job. And now, with that being said, I would give this an 8 out of 10. Simply because they handled the battle very well.
You want to know? I know it would have been risque and very hard to pull off. So I'm not downing them for not doing it. But I actually would have been very interested to see the battles happen simultaneously. Go wins his battle and Ash loses his, because we're so used to the opposite. We're so used to, like, in the tournament, the Hoenn tournament, because that's the only time they both fought. We're so used to, okay, Go lost, that's fine because he's new. Ash won because he's Ash. Like, we know Ash. We know how competent he is. So would it have been weird if, like, in the fight, during their simultaneous fight, Go wins, Go and Reboot win their fight, and then they turn to Ash's fight because it'll have the most time because it's the focused fight, and he's the one that loses. Wouldn't that be some shit? Because then you get the reverse situation.
Well, I think a counterpoint is that we know at this point that Go's main focus isn't battling.
Yeah,
At this point, something is going to happen, and then he's going to turn into a battler.
I think there will be a pivotal point like
There'll
that.
be a pivotal point, exactly.
But as of right now, his whole idea there was, I gotta get this Pokemon more than I have to beat the Karate King. You know?
Yeah, the focus is more on the Pokemon and not on the battle itself. Okay, so now running on the clock here, let's go into what I like to call the trifecta clusterfuck. It consists of 3 things. Number 1, the intro with the 890 number. Number 2, the word amai, which B mentions, and there's another fanfic that somebody made, a yonkoma, or a 4-column, somebody on Twitter, which is quite funny. You should read that if you could. But you could see the pictures, you could still understand what's going on. And the last one is a translation error that happened with the subtitles at the end. So let's begin at the beginning, because I was wrong on Twitter. Like, I know more Japanese than the people in this call right now. But I had to get clarification from one of the PM staff members, because I'm part of them, just to understand the real point. I am a man that believes in life is always under construction. I like to, I say things because I believe it's true. But then if something else happens and I really deep down analyze it and then I get corrected, I take that correction and I learn from it. And then when I make a mistake, I say, sorry, I was wrong about this. Here's what it is. Move on. So the first thing was the way that the animation was, the narration was placed in that first scene. After the whole the goals thing. At the beginning of every episode, you have Satoshi is working his way up to face Dande or Leon, right? And you have Go catching everything up to Mew. The sequence after that, where you see all of Satoshi's Pokemon, and at the end you see 890. The thing is, though, I have a feeling that was that specific scene was written for Western narration, because the way the Japanese works is kind of weird, because the sentence structure is different. Because the narrator says rank 890 like 4 seconds before 890 comes on the screen. And the line that got me like really, confused was, it was kono tokoro reisho. It's like rensen reisho, which is the succession of victories. And I thought it was going to be referencing the dojo thing, because in the games you're supposed to beat the karate people in a row to get to the dojo master, and then you get the Pokemon. That was my mistake. I had that corrected, and it was about the winning streak itself for the World Championships. So that one I was incorrect about. Number 2, in the middle of the episode, I have the screenshots here. I'm just going to reference it because I have the closed captions as well. B says to Satoshi, "Amai desu ne, kanojo wa," which means she is amai. The thing is, though, amai can mean like 8 or 9 different things. Now, it could mean like inadequate. It could mean soft. If you're using it for taste, it means sweet. But after talking to one of my staff, one of our staff for a little while, soft would be the implied meaning, because Satoshi immediately afterwards said, "What do you mean by that?" Because the way that she phrased it was vague. Now, in that whole section, the reason why Karina was brought up too is because B is a fighting type gym leader like Karina is, and we already seen Karina being established in this specific series already. That was the reason why. But to see how, that's what people are misinterpreting. The fact that soft is not exactly the same it's a very vague reasoning. It's not meaning that, oh, she's soft in terms of personality, but it's just like she was a soft opponent. So very easy. She took it down very easily. So it has not and the problem, the thing is, though, you don't have the specifics. Japanese is a very context implied language, and without that context, you're lost in the dark. You're like, you're completely lost.
I'm still disappointed in the fact that she said it like she's a weak opponent. Then
well, yes, and that's what it is, and that's what and it was meant to be as an insult. Yes, and that's correct. So that's what I was like, bracking my brain about, because people were freaking confusing it. The last one, though, however, I had right, and that is, I don't know who did it, but probably they didn't look at the closed captions. They probably did it by ear, because Rika has a tendency of like either slurring or jumbling together syllables. Now, the thing is, though, the translator that translated the sub episode that most people watched, they heard rensho shite, which means rensho is the succession, is the streak. And I even asked some Japanese people on Twitter, Satosere, and also somebody else chimed in as well. They heard rensho, but what actually was said was in the closed captions, and then I heard Rika say renshu oshite, which means to practice. So Satoshi was not referencing the streak when he was talking to Riolu and Farfetch'd. He was talking about they practiced so hard, they practiced so much, and sorry for that. Even though we practiced so much, we still lost, and sorry about that. It had nothing to do with the streak. So that was a translation error that was done because they misheard it. Now, I don't know if they addressed it yet, so that maybe there were going to be a version 2, but the thing is, that kind of misinformation is not good. Now, the reason why I know that they probably did it, because again, it was referenced at the beginning of this episode. Renshu, what was it? Renzen Rensho, which is the thing, the winning streak. And then in the prior episode, the preview before that, referenced it as well. So I say that's a mistake. But the problem is, as I mentioned on Twitter, casual people, they just read the text on the screen. They don't listen to what is being said. Now, again, since it was very difficult for even native speakers to point out, okay, did he say practice or did he say streak? Renshu oshite or rensho shite, because it's a vowel, it's a long vowel. So, with that being said, it's practice. They were saying, Rika specifically said, in their dialogue, even though we practiced a lot, we lost, and I'm sorry. So that is the whole point. Now, with that being said, I am looking forward to what's in the future. But again, the episode titles kind of spoil it. But I'm wondering though if this was due to the fact that the Backstreet Boys tickets happened and they had to rush things.
I wonder
I'm
if they
hoping that's not
rearranged
the case.
episodes.
They rearranged episodes, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no, we're gonna get the Skrulp situation again from X and Y. If you remember that.
Yeah. Oh,
where the
God.
episode comes out like 20 episodes later or something.
Oh,
Well,
no,
yeah, well-
not the
well-
filler. That's gonna change nothing.
No,
no.
it did
No,
change
no, no,
for
no,
the
no,
gym
no, no,
fight.
Hold on,
It
hold
did.
on, hold on.
It
Yeah,
did.
That's
Well,
where Ash
it
runs the
de-evolved
rock
Fletchinder.
climb.
No, we're talking. No, the
No.
one in X and Y is when Froakie learned fucking cut.
And
Yeah, he
also, this is where they
he
learned the
also learned the
technique.
strategy rock tomb climb.
Yeah.
He learned
So
on
it
that
wasn't
episode?
important. Yeah, he learned
Yes,
it in the
he
Skrulp
learned it in
That's why they
that
episode.
couldn't. That's why they couldn't skip it.
Yeah, because what happened, the whirlpool was taking place, and Froakie jumped on top of the stone, and Ash saw that Froakie jumped on the stone that was riding in the whirlpool, and he was like, "Oh!" And then in
Okay.
the gym fight, they applied it when he used rocks to rock.
Yeah,
tomb.
with Pikachu.
Yeah, well, Froakie first, then Pikachu.
Yeah.
Mornox, thank you for the admission.
Pikachu used Draco Meteor.
I just wanted to say thank you though. I'm sorry if you read the comment that I read on Twitter saying that quality check was not there. Like I said, it was a knee-jerk reaction. I'm sorry about that, but I just wanted to put that out there because no hard feelings. Because unlike what people see me on the podcast here, I'm not a piece of shit in real life. So I just want to say,
Out of real life either.
yeah, but I'm just saying, I'm very harsh and I'm very, I'm very harsh about my opinions, but I respect everybody. So I'm just saying, this is what I saw in front of me, and that's what I made a judgment of. But I like to see that people come out and admitting things like that, and for that I say I'm sorry. But just understand that I tend to look at what's going on at that point, and then when people are there to say something about it and get me the details, that's it. I am secretly a cake. Okay.
Oh.
Then that's cool.
Congratulations,
That's cool.
TSS. You are now in cake tier.
Yep.
In the tier list of our cast.
Yeah.
I
But
wonder
I'm
if
just
anybody
saying,
will ever make a
I'm just saying, but I'm just saying, I did work on subs from 2005 until like 2010 or 2011. So I know the process of the subbing stuff. So this is based off of my own experience, and that's what I could say with experience, that's what I see. So again, that's why I made that judgment. But I'm just saying that's why I went on Twitter on my main Twitter profile and said that hey, I made mistakes, and that's what it is. And I got the other thing. Yeah. But actually, then yeah. But I'm not. But actually, the thing is, it's like yeah. It's like that's crazy.
Now, the reason why it was important for me to talk about that when I tweeted on Twitter was a lot of people on social media were very critical on Ash's character because he only cared about the streak. A lot of people were criticizing Ash's character in this episode because of that. Because they brought it up so many times. And that's not really who Ash is. He's never cared about the streak. He's cared about what happened to his Pokemon. You know what I mean? That's kind of like, because like when Ash lost against, let's go all the way back to XYZ here, to Wolfric. He didn't care about just the streak or anything in that moment. Mm-hmm. He was more concerned about the fact that he kind of lost his trust a little bit with Greninja. Because
literally
that was
the entire theme of that one, because Ash lost 3 times before all of that. He lost against the Lon in the rematch. He lost against Shota because he kept trying to push the Mega Evolution transformation, and it didn't work. And then he lost against Wolfric because he expected the Mega Evolution transformation to happen, and it happened, but it didn't happen the way he wanted it to. They were too aggressive, so the battle style was sloppy.
Yeah.
Well, I also feel like some people like self-project onto Ash, and they want him to care about Greek and stuff. And it's like that, like KG just said, that's not in his character.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Right.
Hendani says, yeah, and even then he still lost against Alon. I know, right?
But I also want to say that I hope these things make it important to understand that, you know, just looking at fan translated subtitles doesn't tell the whole story, because the problem is, even if you had the best translators on planet Earth, you cannot take into factors that implied context fucks everything up, and what can look at something in one person's eyes could be something different in another. So that's why Google Translate sucks from Japanese to English and English to Japanese, because of that context problem. So again, it's all the opinion of the person translating it, but it's not doesn't always mean that it's true meaning, because the true meaning is known based off of context.
Wait, look at this. I went to their site. There's a version 2.
Good, they fixed it. Thank God.
It says here, it was brought to our attention that Satoshi's line near the end of the episode was mistranslated. So here's a version 2, also featuring other minor tweaks as well.
Nice.
I'm going to download it just to see what the tweaks were then, because aside from that, they also mentioned other tweaks that happened in the episode too that they want to fix. So I'm curious about that soft part.
But I want to say, out of all the episodes I've watched, and I've watched every single Japanese episode up to this point, like all 1100 plus, 1200 plus. This is the first episode that I really feel has been just a clusterfuck to understand. Like even the most dialogue heavy shit from like the evil teams was much more defined in this. There's a lot of vagueness and a lot of confusion
and delays.
The way that they did this. So yeah.
Yeah, so I'm very happy to see that the folks over there at
1100 sub. No, I watch them raw, man.
he makes sure to get that shit perfect, encoded, all that, just pure raw. Anytime we want to watch something dubbed or anything, he going for the raw books, and he always tells us.
You're like, nope.
It's got to be that raw, and I'm like, okay, you do you, buddy.
Yeah, because I have.
We'll just watch it illegally, just like any other person.
Right.
All right, so I got the episode version 2.0 downloaded right now. I'm going to take this opportunity to go and give it a watch while we're still chatting away. So let me go take care of that. Okay, I probably should turn that audio off there.
Yeah, turn audio off.
Yeah, that would probably be bad. Okay, so let's see. And
while you're doing that, I'll pose a question to TSS. How do you feel this episode stacks up compared to, say, Karina or the Battle Frontier or other battle-centric focused episodes?
On this series?
Yes, in this series.
In terms of the battle, it's the best. In terms of the battle, it's the best. Second would be the Raichu Bisquez one. Bisquez one.
Yeah.
In terms of the actual development, I like I still think the Raichu one is better, but then again, that's a Raichu bias. That's a Raichu bias.
All right, so they fixed it. Okay, number one fix here, the Lucario scene. What does she say now in the translated version of 2.0? Her skills were inadequate. Is the updated version there?
Wow, they actually took my suggestion.
And then the second one, obviously. The second one here is the ending where now they said, I guess you were the only winner today. Obviously, Go says, I got Hitmonchan. And Ash's statement to the two Pokemon is Riolu, Kamonegi. Sorry, you guys practiced so hard, but I still lost.
I'm surprised. I'm surprised because when I asked another kind of almost near native Japanese translator for us, he says that soft isn't wrong, but he thinks inadequate was a bit too defined. But I'll take the W there because again, at least I'm glad. I mean, my Japanese is nowhere near perfect because I'm still trying to learn Japanese after fucking 15 years, and I'm still not anywhere near where I need to be. But I will take that W because at least I had the notion to really focus and try to infer what was happening based off of the context. But I think it was because of me also because I showed the one with the closed captions on screen. And I talked about it. But thank you. I mean, you're welcome. I'm really, I don't know what to say.
I'm just glad that things were taken care of nice and peacefully then.
Well, I want to thank those guys for actually manning up and doing that, and I really appreciate it.
Yeah, because I was only expecting the ending. I didn't think the soft
I
part.
was not expecting to use inadequate. Yeah. Because I know because I was doing this as a kind of an analytic thing.
Mm-hmm.
Because again I was basing off my original post as Karina's character is not soft. Yeah. I would not call her a soft character. I just think that it was just a freaking it was just an insult that said, hey, she's inadequate. Mm-hmm. She's like garbage.
Yeah, so I'm glad with these changes. So
wow, I'm this made my week. I don't know. I think this is the most contribution of subbing that I did in like the last like 7 or 8 years. So it's
well there you go.
I'm getting that.
Because TSS got his translation right, and Tyrone got a point for his argument where he said he didn't like that Karina was being insulted. So everyone wins.
Everyone wins.
Everyone's winning. Mm-hmm.
Now what?
Wow.
You wait till next week.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Pikachu's.
Well, yeah, Pikachu's. Yeah, the Pikachu thing will be fun just for the comedic thing.
Yeah. All right then. So I guess
who wears these Crocs?
Yeah, who wears these Crocs, man? I just need to ask that question.
Crocs in the family.
Yeah. Oh, no, I have Crocs wearing right now. I just don't put it in my artwork. So, although it would be weird seeing Ruby wear Crocs in his.
Honestly, I was surprised because I didn't tell Sergi to do that. He just put it on his own volition. I was like, Sergi, you are a good man. You know me so well.
Hope that Glad is doing okay though. But yes, so ladies and gents, we're gonna go and wrap things up for tonight, I would say. Thank you so much again to everybody here in the call for joining me here tonight. Those who were here beforehand and those who are here now. Evie, JPR, PT98, Nessa, Polly, TSS, Tyrone, Terrell. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Everyone as well in the chat for joining us during our review for the night, as well as just chit-chatting the night away. We hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to follow us here if you have yet to do that. We would greatly appreciate it. Make sure to follow these guys as well over in their respective Twitter and on their Twitch channels as well, because we're now more than ever, everyone is starting to stream on a more consistent basis. So I'm very happy to see everybody starting to get their foot in regards to what they want to do for their content. So make sure to follow Tyrone on his Twitch. Make sure to follow TSS on his Twitch. For Polly, it's Age Trades. John, you obviously are more into your YouTube channel, so of course JPRPT98. I think even if I write that down on YouTube, it'll still search you up. So that's
right. That's right.
Of course on Fridays or Saturdays, we tend to do the anime pod with Evie, so you can always tune in for those. We'll give you guys a bit of an update as to what's happening with that in a bit.
Join John's Discord, JPR.
That's right. I was still mourning the death of Kiss Anime, so I didn't watch it online. I actually watched the episode through the server watch party that we do every Sunday, where everyone kind of watches lives.
Yeah. So if you ever want to watch it live with the gang, you can always go there. I'm secretly there in person. I'm just never in the call. So. But yeah, so thanks again, everybody, for tuning in. We hope you guys had a fun session for tonight. I hope everybody here in the call got what they wanted to say in the call for tonight. And anything else I'm missing? No, I think that's pretty much it. So, yeah, I guess with that being said, we'll talk with all of you guys later in whatever video we make. Take care, everybody. And as always, make sure to have an awesome day. Till next time, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Wash your hands and wash them good. Because they're dirty.
Oh, God.
Actually, my headphones